Hello, Doomslayers. We've got some great action coming up on the charts, and we've got some great lessons to talk about from where we've already been. Welcome to the show. Thanks very much for tuning in. Gamestop and GME. Oh, some charting, some technical analysis. Let's have a quick look at those charts, shall we? Where are we right now? 216 spot 98 on GME. AMC, as we check in with the charts, is currently at 44 spot 90, so pushing up there at resistance. Good to see, up 7.68% today. And what else has moved a lot today that we might check in with, depending on it, you're up to you, of course. There's LRC going really strong at the minute, great moves, heading to the 1618. That's at 2 spot something. It's already at 23644, 237. Hi, Coco. And great to see you. Turnips, Brady, Banana Frige, Observe Thyself, Gumbercules, Simone, Brady, Manuel Delgadillo. Hiya, Coco. Come on up here. Come on up here, Coco. Come on up here with LRC. Blooming killing it. That's on the daily time frame. Let's drop down to the minutes, the seconds, and watch it push up some more. Lovely jubbly. Really strong trend, just underneath 40 here. Could be a little bit stronger. Momentum on the MACD on LRC at the minute, starting to, put in a little bit of a question mark there with its strength and the continued strength we see up here. And though we are resting well and truly in the bullish control zone, 15 minutes, same story, top side of it, really extended move there. Good to see. Good stuff. Jade Spotting. How you doing, Jimmy? I've had 45 minutes sleep. Oh my goodness. It's now, whatever it is, coming up to 8 o'clock. Coming up to 9 o'clock here. 45 minutes sleep. Oh, it was a nightmare. And then I've been so busy all day. Woke up and my computer wasn't working. Just wouldn't go on. It was dead. So that was a massive head wreck for ages. But apart from that, everything's good. Checked in with Rocky briefly after his show. Saw him for a while there. Such a great brother. Did he just skip right over me? Lucky I'm not fazed by such things. Who said that? Somebody said that. Bait buckets. Is it just me, or has the market been good once Coco came back? And who else? Failure to deliver. Woohoo! Hi, Coco. It's not an I, Jimmy. It's excellent shark. Nobody puts Wolfrick in a corner. Hey, Wolfrick. Wolfrick's the boss. We are here. Serve at his pleasure. We're looking. That says the high there. 249 says it. Why does it say that? Why saying that? Because that's where we got to. That was our high of the day, 249. Nice. It's just slightly different from, if it came in at 249, that'd be better charts. Anyway, so yes, excellent. So this is what LRC looks good, going strong. What do you want to look at? Anything anyone wants to look at? Well, we can talk about everything. EVGO. Look at that. This was a sensible area to take profits at, but, if you also follow it with stops and whatnot, you've got some left, and congratulations. Congratulations very much so. There's a little DMI flash here, as you can see. 1403. If you've got the new Rocky Outcrop indicator, oh my God. It's amazing. It really is. I'm going to hide that camera right now because Coco's not on Coco Cam. Where is it? Sorry, please bear with me. Must be that one, right? Nope, it's not. This one then? Yes, thank goodness. Right, so you can see this flash properly. This is where the flash came in at, around 14 bucks. And price action has, well, it's at 1403. Price action has made it up to 1440. So, you're getting excellent calls on this indicator. Very, very good. So it is. I mean, a lot of people would tell you not to aim for those targets, right? And I would suggest when you're first coming out of this, there are other places to look to. But once you get past them, that's where you're going. Really interested in EVGO. We can look at that some more if you'd like to. Some good results. PETV. Nice day today. Also very good move there. VLNCF, the Valence Company. TLRY, good day for TLRY at 15%. Hey Jamie, you're the man. I can often hardly understand you when you're mumbling away, but I love the content anyways. Ah, Tao, how are you doing? Haven't seen your name in a while there, Tao. How are you? It's great to see you. Thanks so much. Lovely message, nice donation. It's appreciated. You're a lovely chap. Yes, I have been trying to focus less on mumbling, but those days when I'm so tired, I forget. So I'll put a conscious effort in for the rest of the stream if I can remember. Thanks, Touts. Appreciated. As are you. Please get entirely freaky with the like button. Yes, that would be nice. Thank you very much. Get entirely freaky with the like button. TLRY up 15%. People like to see that. A very, very similar chart there to the VLN company. BGFV D. I still didn't get a chance to look at that TA you did on this, but I suspect it's fantastic. Hasn't ever come down to these levels. Great moves. Heading for 1272 through the 786, through the 886. Totally blew through that horizontal as well. Great move. Big gaps. Still there. Been there for a while. Looking at this, thinking, do y'all come back? Say been there for a while, but smaller time frames. Smaller time frames. 4 hour barely registers, but it is there. So something to look through. If it does take a little bit of a retrace, and you can see here, not bearishly divergent, but you have dropped out of the bullish control zone. What else? COTY, it's done such a good move there. Real positive through the 200 period with a 50. That's great. FLDC up there. HEXO 10%. You got that entry. Look at that. Oh, beauty. Go for it. Go for it. Some good trades on here. Hope you're happy. Champs. RMO up 11%. Look at that through the 200 as well. Good move. Good move. Got a flash on that up at 883. So, is it going to go up 100%? Nearly definitely. This indicator is so amazing. CLSK. There's your positive cross. There's your horizontal. That'll form a good place to test resistance. So this TA recently, guys, these are all over 10%, every single one of these, today alone. As some of them like this here, look at the measured move here. This comes down, hit resistance. My goodness. Could be some crazy moves on that. AMD flying again. Yes. We were talking about this on Friday, what it might do. Look, it's doing... GREE, oh my goodness, look at that GREE trade. Are you loving it? Yes, you loving it. Right, so I'm going to flick this to live chat because I'm not seeing enough comments. Are you guys just tired or something? Why is he not talking more? Come on, more frequent chats, more interesting comments. Not that I've read enough yet to say that that's very unfair of me, but if you hit the like button, Sarah, at least your foot's getting better. Is it getting better finally, Sarah? You look at NEGG Tradespotting. You freaking bet I'll look at anything you want me to, buddy. Where is it? Eggy. Eggy. Do you ever speak Eggy? That's not how you spell it, Jimmy. NUGT. What is it again, the ticker? Oh my god, come on, Lee's W button. There's just, there we go, NEGG. Thank god it came up. Right. Whew, why is that not on the watch list? 53.29% hit your 200 period, broke through here. Oh, this is nice. Slightly lower than the entry I suggested, but it was a good move to start off with. You're at your 200 at the minute. Let's draw this Fibonacci on as it, at the 0 point there. Well, a while ago we looked at this. That's your lows, the high is correct. This is your 618 here. You went through that very quickly. That was also your 236. Here you've got 2. Okay. So NUGT, 4 hour at your 236. Higher low. There's a flash here. 10.88. That trade's gone well. The next one is down here. Spend spot 88 with perhaps that as your stop loss, in at around $8.48, lower than this particular candle body here. That's what I'd be looking to. Should you come in and fill this gap for a safe stop level, and then the same trade is on again? Would I short it in the meantime? Probably not, right? Probably not, but that'd be what I'd aim for. If you do hold this 236 that you're at the minute, then still the trade that's on from wherever is still on. It's just you've got a 200 period moving average on the 4-hour time frame to break through, and you haven't even tested your 50 period yet, which would be unusual to break through that level of resistance without testing the 50 period, especially if that also meant you had to conquer a 0.236 retracement. So it's nearly definitely coming back down. Whether it puts in a lower low and fills this flash, that would be your entry at that flash point. There's a horizontal just below here at 983, which you'd have to encompass with your stop. Here's where you'd guarantee, like I would say, if you got in, if the flash is filled, and it so very commonly is, so it'll look to that. And then there's a couple other levels since, so let's drop back down time frames. 1 hour time frame. $30 minutes filled. All these flashes filled. All these flashes filled. Back to the daily. To some more in the oscillators. You're in your bullish control zone. You've got a positive momentum, and you've completely killed it on that test of the DMA down here, as we can see with Rocky's legacy indicator. You've also got the positive uptick on the ADX, so that's good to see. It's just like you're going through so many important levels on significant time frames. Sure, it looks great on a daily, and maybe you get some continuation, but on a smaller time frames, you're going to see at very least some sort of retracement, if not lower lows. 4 hour, 1 hour, you're above your 236 there, and you might still go, right, you need to confirm that, open and close above there, and then open again for that to be true. You've touched it once, and that would suggest that it is still at the minute resistance, despite the fact that prices are above it right now. So we'll see how the day ends. 7 minutes and 22 seconds until that happens, and I'll get back to GME, being where we've been through, but what we've been through in that in a minute. There's your smaller time frames struggling compared to how it went on that big move. Your 50 period coming through your 200 suggests a cross is likely. And like we say on the 4 hour, you're hitting your 200 and your 236 and 200 all to be broken at one test of the 50. It's just a bit unusual, especially if you're not even seeing tests of it on like the 15-minute average. So it's a bit extended. It'll likely come back. And this is the answers. This is the answers. What else? BlackBerry has made it over $11 now. Come back at your 11-12 flash filled on this thing. This indicator is so good. This is amazing. This is amazing, right? And I'm not just some shitty thing, right? This is it's just like, if you know, you know, right? So up here, you're looking at this. If it does fill that gap and then recover, it breaks its previous high. This came very close to it, right? You got your take profit target there. That was fantastic. You're sitting above your 200 at the minute on the 15-minute. Likely it pushes up to 1182 once it fills that gap, or after. Who knows, right? Before or after, who knows? Likely before. Maps. People looking at 3% started that move is potentially putting in a bottom. That's good news. Naked up 5.34%. That was a brilliant re-entry. You're tracing your 50. Go up, hit these horizontals again. And then we'll start aiming to higher levels around 7.7, and then back to that previous high at 9 point something. 4. That'd be good. One coin up a little bit. Anyway, I'm making my way back to GME. ADA also doing well. Was a C there? Right, so auto. Price action, testing your 50 and 200, both of them coming together at resistance as price action hovers at resistance. These fantastic moves, haven't broken it once, put in a good couple of moves. You've failed, your RSI's dropped, but you've managed to maintain the support here, very, very strong. Indicator really helped me learn the ADX DMA. I really want to try the new version soon, says Tubes. You're freaking right. It's going to help you make loads of money at that point, right? So you've got your crossover, if you know what you're doing with this one, and you're using this with the guides. It's amazing, right? So you've got your breakout, you've got your D point, you've got your move up, you've got your full extension of that, and now you're consolidating at resistance. It goes to Dan with the 999. Boom. Thanks so much. Happy Monday, Dan. Great to see you, buddy. Thanks so much, man. Bring. Why is this not working? I should be having light changes or something. Who knows? Is this not working? Test. Super check. Test. Definitely weird. Those lights should be connecting. Still, whatever, it's a Monday. We don't need jazzy lights. Thanks, Dan. No one wants to be defeated. That reminds me of a very famous song. Show my funky. you're just talking about the like button again, aren't you? Observe thyself. Thank you very much. So we've got how long left in the day? 4 minutes and 23 seconds. That's just enough time. Just enough time to do what we commonly do on the channel and we like so much. So very, 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 very much onto the 1 minute. Hit the replay button. Take price action back to the start of today. We talked about the potential moves here before any of this happened, this hard range that prices were trading within, the fact that we were likely to see on Monday a test up to 218.24. That's what we talked about on Tradespotting on Fridays. If you don't see it, tune in. Please do. You'll enjoy it, right? And there are chapters and you'll be able to find interesting information. It's really good crack and great people, right? So this is what we were talking about, and let's see what then happened, right? Well, same thing happens every night, Jamie. Play? Play? Do we have a play button? We do. Let's go faster than normal. Play. So day kicked off. Good news. Your 50 period closing above your 200. We're on the 1 minute. You've got this hard range. You drop down because the price action opened here. Get started on the day. You've got a really strong on this level of trend on both the dominant and the top side and downside. They both die as the price moves up the way. Your DMI positive maintains dominance. Your ADX flicks up as you had that move. You tested the top level of support and then you held your 50 on the retrace. Really good news. Really good news. Let's drop this Fibonacci on as price action evolves from the high to the low. Take it left and say you're maintaining above this 236 then. That's significant. You've touched your 382 as resistance and you're looking up here maybe to 218 plus and this 221.22 level, which we've got marked out as potential horizontal resistance at the top side of a Fibonacci sequence where we're ending in the golden pocket, and that's where you're going through. We've arrived there now. 0.65, 22, 22.2222, 2225.04. Good move at the top of the day. Thank you so much, Evan Alger 69. Cheers, Jamie. Thanks, Evan. Appreciate it. And then we pushed up all the way up to the 786 there, as we said, the high of the day at 225.04. You knew you had a bit to go. We have already gone into the future. Drop below the 50. Your 200 calling for you now at 216.89. It's also your previous level of horizontal support or resistance, and it's where the measured move took you to from this formation and where price action was likely to go to today. So another test of this area, which would confirm previous resistance as support. That's what you're looking to when you see this. You also look here and see a divergent second high where price action was higher, but your RSI was lower, and you had the confirmation of that on your MACD with your momentum there. Then both trends start to weaken again. Dominant one takes over as you break through your horizontal, and then you come in, test this 200 period, maybe even come on down, test this support level here in the same move, or do you get a bounce? I call that a bounce, and then second test at your own horizontal 23. Price action struggling at this point, has made it above the RSI again, but you've got no momentum behind you. You're having a positive test at the minute, but your ADX is still very low, and so price action at this level, a little bit anemic. Maybe it does take a little bit of a drop. Let's speed things up because we already know what happens. Boom. Full speed charts, hit your resistance. Sorry, support. Your 50 period comes down to meet you. That knocks you down again, as you would expect. 215.59. That's what you're looking to now, or your 236. As the day comes to a close, you've got 30 seconds left. You're at your horizontal support / resistance at 218. This is where we expected price action to go to today. So we called that very well. And here it comes in for a close above the 50, below the 200 on the 1 minute. On the 5 minute, you can see you touched your 200 period there. You have a potential retest of 212.5. It would finish this signal given on Rocky's indicator there. It's likely it's going to happen. It's very hard to bet against that at the minute. Unless you're crazy, you've got a potential positive cross coming up here, but that isn't necessarily set in stone yet, that's for sure. Having dropped below the 200 and touched your 50 again. 382 as a Fibonacci level isn't particularly important, and the horizontal though, with a wick high and your breakout level is, you could still easily drop down to the 236 and then come back up here. So do I expect that sort of thing to happen? Yeah, definitely. It's 213.63, and as I say, chance that you'll fill that Rocky Outcrop flash, very strong one. Also got on these tiny time frames a little bit of a gap around there, so fill that and go on. Test these horizontals here, perhaps one of these wick lows. That's where you get your next bounce. If price action does maintain itself in the 200s tomorrow, that'll be the area for it to bounce. 208 sort of place. So this is the TA, and there goes price action as a bell rings. We managed with a strong finish on a 15-minute, 30-minute. You got a positive cross there. You've undone that, but you're well above your 200. It's very strong. If you can maintain your horizontals, you'd look up to the 1618. That's what I'd be talking about, $242. Though, you know what I said about those horizontals. So here you've got that negative cross. That's what it is. And you've got a test of your Outcrop's DMI with a D positive and DI minus, both at weak levels along with ADX. So nothing confirmed as with the strength of trend on these time frames. Testing below your own moving average, drop the center line. Maybe that does need something lower. I would suggest 1, 2, 3 of those would look natural, so a little bit of a drop down, and that would come with price action testing these horizontals in the low 210 or just under. MACD tried, not bad, but it's a bit of a push yet. You want to see things start. That's not a trend change yet on the MACD, and that is another test coming in. 1 hour Outcrop DMI, got your horizontal, which was previously demand, represents an abstract version of the trend. So continuing, it's great. Either side of it's not important. As I say, it's an abstract line, doesn't mean anything. It's just drawing it between highs and lows. You're persisting above 40. The DI positive is doing really well. Your ADX is absolutely screaming out loud how good it's doing. That's what's maintaining price action up here. You have put in a divergent high should this drop below its own 236, which I expect it to do, which would suggest a test of the 200 period moving average. That comes in down here at around 194 and change. So we'll see how this goes. If it breaks down in an ugly way, then it would be a test of this 200, which at that stage would also be the 50. You've had a cross here on the 4 hour, so you should expect a test there, right? The probability of it happening is high, and price action going back below 200, at least for a while, to this support is very high. And should it get there, you know, then you might be thinking, well, let's actually go in and try and look for a higher low. And why might you do look for higher lows? Well, because, you know, daily time frame, you've already put in higher high, right? But then this C point, and you've tested in here with your A, confluent with it, a little bit of a retest and put in a higher low would be confirmation of an uptrend that you can see on the weekly time frame with, for the first time, a weekly close and now an open higher than our previous high on that trend. Sure, there were previous higher weekly candles. That's not the point. It's about the trend. And here's your higher low. So a subsequent higher low, which also comes on the top side of this previous supply line, diagonally downward sloping, perhaps in and around this upward sloping support line. That would be a retest of this area. And then I'd look at least to this 1618, but our previous target that we hit off that move, as you can see here. And if you don't tune in often, like that, a lot of people were surprised by that move, but Tradespotting called it and told you it was getting hotter, and then wrote the thumbnails a week in advance, and that, so it was, and I say that for every day. So for every day of that coming week, you know, tune in to Tradespotting. Don't miss days. Don't miss out. And then also the next day you'll understand what I'm talking about better. And then you'll see here I've got a suggested move up to the top side, which would be a supply line here. 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 wicks, and then another one would confirm that as still resistance, diagonally sloping on the weekly is okay by me. 200 period way down there at $46.80. This is going to start turning up, and so's your 50, dropping off really low prices back in the day, coming off here now, and these things are going to start taking a positive turn to the upside. That's happening as price actions breaking horizontals. Things are looking really good for GME. Really good. This is really good news. And this is a really good show. AMC, check it out. Check it out. We'll do that same thing again, right? 5 minutes in the replay, and you can tell me if you're not learning anything, or if you are fantastic. Autify my life button. Go back to the start of 8th of October. Is this it? Here we are. Can you give me that? So, price action ended on the Friday. You're above your 50, you're above your 200, obviously, positive slope, positive splay. You're above your center line of your RSI. You've got not very much going for you in terms of your MACD yet. And it's difficult to get anything off this in terms of a signal because you've been trending upwards for a while in terms of momentum. It hasn't dropped below its average. And then here you've got a positive move on Outcrop's DMA with 1-2 flashes. And as you can see, they're represented in the background here. There is also a huge fib discoloring the screen, but let's bear with me because I'm not moving it right now. And play. So this is it. You had a little bit of a drop down in the mid. You held the 50 period. You had to bounce off it there, and then another bounce, right? You expect to hold it like strong resistance for the rest of the day. That then, and there you broke above your previous horizontal. That coming in at 41.40, and then your 44 level, 43, 44. Yeah, 44. You broke above it, tested it once, twice, 3 times. At that point, you came back onto the 50 period moving average. That wasn't a 5-minute time frame, 15-minute, just a really strong uptrend. This positive test of those 2 moving averages. And if you know about a double moving average strategy, then there's lessons there of every single one I've ever seen anything about. They've been completely and utterly stupid, but hey, whatever, everybody needs to start somewhere, right? So you've got a over sloping demand line. You've reached it at the minute. You've broken your 886 of your previous Fibonacci, so you're looking to your horizontals to confirm resistance. 41.86 smashed up at 44.53 is where you've tested. And that's again fulfilling that hard range. If you do break it, you're aiming back to 52. Boom. You've got an upward sloping demand line that comes in at around 50. And so I'd expect to see wicks and body closes interacting around those levels. That will then be a very important resistance level for AMC. If you look left here at B and see this previous high, that's interesting. Take that B and you'll see that circle and bear it and pay attention to it as I go through. Super chat $4.99 from Dan. Whoop, whoop. Thanks, Dan. And just catch this up. Should I buy a GME? You should definitely buy a GME, Dan. You should definitely buy yourself a GME. Things looking really good on the GME front, like on a strong, strong trend on the sort of place where smart money goes. You know, and smart money doesn't care about the narrative, the ticker, the spelling, or much else, right? It just looks at the trend and it looks at things like a 200 period moving average on the daily time frame, and it knows, like smart money knows to look back 200 periods of that trend and see, well, look how low those previous averages were that are dropping off every day, all to be replaced, you know, $20 prices, $6 prices, all of them, the contribution to the average, that which we use to demark the trend, they're all dropping off and being replaced with $400, $370, $280, that sort of price, right? 20x what they were. And that's going to cause a very positive slope on this side of our MACD. I mean, I'm looking at AMC there, but what I'm talking about is on GME. And it's on things like this daily time frame here. Whoop, don't need that. I did draw a nice line there, but we don't need that. And now I've gone back to the wrong chart and done all things wrong. Oh my goodness. Pardon me, bear with me. Right, so like I'm saying, look at the positive slope on that. That's on 30-minute though, but that's what happens, right? This is much more dictated by recent price action bringing up the average. But every one of those recent ones drops something off the back. You know, one of these things, one of these low prices. And on the daily time frame, that's really significant because, like, stop drawing that same line. Because on the daily time frame, you zoom back down there and you look at 200 days ago. Right, 200 days ago. Do it dead easy with a ruler, and you go like that. How many bars is that? 220. I started too soon. There's your 200, right? So you're getting these and these ones, 128. They're all dying now. It's only uptrend. It's only this. This is the only thing that's going to be constituting this period, this moving average. And the more you lose and the more you get on here, the better, right? All the high stuff. And then your 50 period moving average, while you've got that long-term trend being like confirmed to still be in play, even up to the weekly time frame here now, like that trend has confirmed itself. You can also see you've got a positive slope and a positive splay between your 50 and your 200 period moving averages. So your short-term trend is strong. That one which is represented by like a really strong move on the most recent part of this moving average here. That's mostly dictated by recent trend, you know, where on your daily time frame, so much more of what's going into this is like longer term old price action here. So you've got that and your 50 up here giving you like everything you could want from trend. So it's really good signs. And it's just then that speaks to your technical analysis as being positive over a period of time, that type period of time being weekly time frames, right? You could look at it and say, well, within the next 3, perhaps you'll be testing some sort of resistance. And if that is a support down below, it might be a higher one. And so that's what you look to when you confirm a higher weekly candle. Then you go back and you're like, well, this was higher weekly and this was a higher low. So your expectation in it then becomes, it'll be another higher low and or a higher high. Having tested this high, the next high you're looking to is in around $250, $260. So that's the next high, and the low that you're going to stay above is 167. So like that's the next low, and there's loads of areas of support here, right? And this is a target. It was never support. I never wrote support up here. I wrote target. Support never moved. It's been here for weeks, right? And it will stay there until such times as it changes. Because I don't do stupid charts, I do good charts, right? And anyway, up here, right, target, look to break your previous horizontal resistance. It's around 250, 260. So yeah, it's a very good time. AMC, that time came, and now you're holding it for 50, maybe higher. You've got a potential harmonic here with a D point up around your all-time high, maybe just above it. There's obviously resistance at previous peaks. This is a negative harmonic. You've got a 50 period here coming in at 24.78, and this is something that's very different from AMC and GME. Like you've got a high, and then you've got a low, and then you've got a lower high. Still, you've got a higher low here, but you've got a lower high. So there's no higher high, weekly high confirmed on AMC as yet. And to get there, you'd need to do a number of things, right? The 1618 extension of the particular move you're in at the minute and the dominant fib for the most recent leg of price action, the 1618, i.e. the target where you'd expect to see price action pull back again from, is also the 618 and golden pocket from your all-time high to this most recent low. And so there's another reason why it really ought to turn back there. And it's also, when you look into this previous Fibonacci, you can see it's the D point, it's horizontal, that's important. And like your momentum here is only talking about bottoming and how like these things might turn around, and to test in previous resistance is likely, but breaking it until you've done something on a time frame that suggests that it's got power to do, like to continue, would be unusual. And we don't see that yet, though. You have on the weekly covered your own moving average, 2-day time frame, you're above the center line, you're recovering there and aim for the bullish control zone. That's good. You've got a flash in the MACD. Has that been filled yet? Quite possibly. I'm not going to go in too much to check these things right here, but you can if you've got the indicator. There's your 200 period. There's a potential flash there. Fuck's sake, man. Your 200 period move, I'm not talking about that. 200 period moving average here, $28. And then you've got support here up at around $32. That's not bad at all. Like to see that. Everyone's aware of this, yeah? Right? Everyone's aware of this, right? Just like public information, right? PSA. Rocky outcrops, got an indicator. It could save you your house, your children's education, and many other things if you use it correctly. Serious warnings, right? Although the fact that AMC is doing very well, right? Serious warnings. Anyway, so you've reached this target. Fantastic, right? Does what I said it do. Good reason to put stock in the warnings that I put out there. So then you're looking at these levels. If you do break the B point, $60, and then your all-time high looking left, 72, that's where you're going should you manage to do that. But like 50, there's loads and loads and loads and loads and loads of reasons why it might turn around at 50, and there's absolutely nothing to say that if it does bounce down from 50 that it's going to stay higher than 34, because this was an equal low to your previous low. It did it right. Class B bullish divergence, no, it's like convergence. It's slightly higher low and the body closes, but it's also a massive warning sign. And then it's got no higher highs. This particular section of price action is very extended, though, you know, you did previously turn around, tested 200, that's good. And I do like the idea of it going higher, and you've got this Outcrop's DMA, tells you what's going to happen anyway, and then you've got your positive momentum with a little bit of lackluster there. So, you know, maybe it does put in a hard range here at the top side of this golden pocket in around 45.72 for a while, 44.67 post-market, a little bit of a pullback there. Is that speaking to what we're going to see happening tomorrow? Down at the hourly time frame, strong trend, positive momentum, still in the bullish control zone. Very difficult to argue with that. Break your horizontal, looking left, very good move. 30 minutes. You had your signal here. This was a good buy at that 50 retrace. That was what we told people. Your 200s now move through that horizontal. I'd look to that to hold price action 39.73 until you do then at least fail on a subsequent test of trying to break out on the top side. Like, you have dropped out of your bullish control zone here, and it's not a great sign, though you are holding support, so it's not bad, right? We'll see how that evolves. 15-minute, I expected to have gone down a bit, yeah, but you're still up here now. That's positive. 50 coming up probably catches it for at least a while. Both trends have started to die off. No formation to speak of there. Perhaps you'd look at that as a head and shoulders. You don't have a classic RSI for it on hourly divergence. If you look back on your RSI and your MACD and Outcrop's DMA, 4 hour also divergent, but this is still going. You'd have to be able to define this as having finished its move, or at least put in some sort of a local top, in which point you'd be taking this tool here, you'd be dropping it on at the low, take it up to where it got to its high. Have you broke the 3236? Debatably you did. No, you didn't. You held it just. So we'll see how that evolves. Test lower tomorrow. If it doesn't even manage to get below 44, right? It's like, I mean, it's bouncing around in aftermarket now. It's at 45.25. If it doesn't manage to get below there, or opens above this tomorrow, and the first opening range takes it to your 51.87, opening range being like the first 45 minutes, then I would expect to see it test its 200 again at $40. And that's what price action does anyway, right? It's not tested this horizontal level, which was resistance since it's gone through it, and it usually does confirm it as support, and that then would become perhaps a higher low on a particular time frame, or a continuation of the trend from that point onwards. Just drop back down to the hourly and look at that then. It's here where you're still in your bullish control zone. That's very interesting, and you're above your own moving average, so I think that would be persistent. But you are at resistance. So that's the AMC TA. Boom. Pretty good job there, really, considering. Thank you very much, everybody who watched and hit the like button. And those donations, that's appreciated. Yay, that's the Wu-Tang harmonic. Whoop whoop. Thanks for myself. Thanks for being here. Deb Money, that's what you said. That's what you said. Is that what you want? Is that what you want? Because that's what will happen. I'm going to change my PFE to Kappa Pataba as decided. Hello, okay, babes. Hello. Hello, Bad Mama Jamma. Thank you, brother. You're thanking me. Thank you for being here. Holy Sugars AMC just popped. 46. Up 2% aftermarket. Like I was saying, bumping around there. Let's turn on the extended hours. Did I have them on there or not? I don't know. Well, I've got them on now, whether I had them on or not. And let's take it back down to the 5 minute. There's your bounce and retrace. 1 minute, still at 45.63. So what I'm saying about this thing may pop around, and that if it does, it's going to leave a gap, which will then give it 1 and then 2 and then 3 places to aim below. And I'm not really looking for that. You know, I would prefer it didn't do that. People say, oh, Tradespotting just tags AMC on Twitter or his videos or whatever and then bashes it. And it's like, what? Nah, mate, that's Adam Aaron. You're getting me confused with Adam Aaron, and it's not bashing it. He undermines the company. Anyway, big love. So what else will we look at? EVGO 34 spot 57. You've got a flash. Is that EVGO's a flash? That was the percentage move is up to date rather than its price. Sorry, no heart attacks. You've got a flash here. Looks like it will go back to extended hours flashes. No thanks. Not thank you very much, but no. Keep it on log. Take off extended hours. Go on to the regular. You've dropped below your 200 on this 1 minute time frame. 15 minutes. Horizontal, you made it to your support resistance there. You've got a big gap below. You know, that is a very big gap, and this will be tricking so many people, and that's why you're seeing such huge moves, because it's liquidating folk that can't believe what's going on. Your 50 period test is likely a bounce when it first gets there. Your 200 period moving average is making it to the bottom side of the gap on that 15-minute time frame already. Where is it on the hourly, so we don't get too excited? Yeah, your early 850, 860. So let's see that pick up a little bit. There's also this gap here on the hourly time frame where there's been a bad murder in at 950. And so it was sensible to take profits throughout this move. It's not particularly sensible to jump into things when they're doing that sort of thing. You know, if you're a Doomslayer, you don't even think about that. Well, you do, and then you chuckle at the poor people that died. Right, so you've got a gap here there. Silver, will it go back? Sorry, Super League Silver. Super League Gaming Inc. Got a chance of going up there to fill that gap. Will trick people though. Got 382 here. It's not really confirming above that, and to fill that gap you're aiming for the golden pocket, so it may well be that there's another test of the 236 or the 50 period moving average at 323, 333 before it then does go aim for those levels, and they're up at 380, and it's a big percentage move that. So interesting, especially if you hold on to it and things continue in positive vein. This broke its previous horizontal. It's not very liquid. This is the hourly chart, 4 hour Super League Gaming. You've got a trap below your 200. You've got this horrible gap below you at 195. This isn't really a long, especially not after that 200 retest of the 50 once, twice move. If you go straight back to the golden pocket, break it, then that 200 won't be resistance. You'll look left. Your previous high at 44 spot 37 is likely interesting, but you'll be aiming up at around 525 or 544, the 1618 extension. That's where that might go. Especially if it holds that 236. It's just dodgy. I wouldn't recommend this trade. I certainly wouldn't take it, but that's like an entry there. And then you've got to stop it for all your previous lows. And then you're aiming for the 1618, and you'll get a nearly 5 to 1. I'm sure you could make it a 5 to 1. Right, that's not even on the 236, so let's take it onto it. And then it's nearly 5 to 1 already, right? So look, there's a tradable move in that. It doesn't have to be that much. Anyway, so EVGO. Not EVGO, it's Super League Gaming. You've also got 195 there, and that would be a good price to get that at. VIX, another 5% day on VIX, holding the center line, positive momentum, positive trend. I've tested the top side once. We talked about how this is likely forming a range in and around here and wouldn't be dropping down to these levels likely anytime soon unless the whole market died for a day. Well, this is providing some level of horizontal support that's forcing this price action into this tightening range here. Sorry, we'll call it price action, but whatever, right? It's forcing it into this tightening range. And like any other thing else, it'll likely break out the top side of it should it do so. It'll measured move if the channel doesn't really exist, but just as a guide. And then to look up previous horizontals, might have to go back more than one. Yeah, it's just like hard ranging at around $40, and there will be another huge one of those soon. Mark my words. Naked, 6%. You've got that move. You've got your 50 above your 200. It's doing very well. You've got a horizontal supply line here. You'll likely reach on this turn. Good moves, relatively strong compared to its own previous characteristics. Like to see that. Very good. Very good. Keep going. Keep going then. Jimmy, we looked a bit of that. Here's your gold miners. Boom. 1.11%. Still in a little bit of a bing bong price wrong. Here's your Fibonacci. 0 point there and your 236 there. What's going on with that? Oh, it's massive. That's why. Check out our please, my lord. Up 25 by it. Yeah, hey. This is a stupid but funny one. Hey, at least I think it is. I hope you don't love it too much. I think it's a stupid but funny trade. It's great. Where are you at her? As if you're not on my chart. What? Not possible. It's definitely here. Wouldn't it be nice if I had a brain and could organize things alphabetically? 4.53%. It's currently at 7.60, up 21.99% after hours, up 4.5% during the day. So, yeah. Bastards, eh? Like, you know, we're lucky we know what they're up to because they just do it all like that where you can't really get involved. Anyway, so up to let's get these let's get this on just for the laugh, right? Boom, there it is. Nice move. Sweet. There you go. You got above your 50 and you got above your 0.5, so that line says that the trend may well indeed reverse. You need to open and close above here, hold that 50% retrace, plus like this 50 period simple moving average and the 200 to define yourself as having beaten this area, and then there's a horizontal at 992, so it's very dangerous, dodgy, risky and hard to enter this thing when it's got to this level. It's like in it around 3 different types of resistance. If it's not on your charts, check your graphs, Tradespotting. Don't do it. I might accidentally say that word again once and then be like, oh no, eat my own head. Tradespotting, I don't think the updated version past VW4 is out for us yet. Tubes, what are we talking about? The indicator, it is, sir, I think. It is, somehow. Speak to Rocky about it, but it's there, it's available. This is like, obviously, behind the paywalls now, but you are too, so I expect, you know, maybe you're not up high enough, eh? You know? Oh my god! Is it really? I don't know. I think it should be. It's freaking amazing. It should cost loads. Super chatted $20. We'll play an L. That's loads. Just because we think you're super. That's very generous of you. You're nice. That's and you say we too. It's such nice. Sariji saying that, saying we. Thanks, guys. Thanks, CC Ghost. Appreciate it. Yo, welcome to Chimp. Frickin' hell, Dimmy. Dimmy, do you? Dimmy, do you? Dimmy. Thanks, Dimmy. Tubes. Observe thyself. Thanks. Cool. People have been trying. If you love Tradespotting, you really love the like button. Thanks. These are all dead nice. So this is ATER, 4.53% today. So, I mean, it took it to the top side of that wedge, which is also like the D point and the harmonic having confirmed, right? This is a terminal candle if ever you wanted to see one. Great, right? No gap, nothing to worry about there on a 4-hour early time frame between your 50 and then it conquers your 200. You see also your body close up there. Well, it's not body close, right? This is after hours. But you had that move and then the bouncing off the 50 and that taking so much, like as a percentage, 20, it's now up, it's now at $8, right? So that's 30%. You know, they're taking the mickey out of us with this, right? Although we're in this trade yourself, dead money, you're in it, right? So it's funny, but it's like, it's just a disgrace. It's a disgrace that this is happening in the stock market. The fact that we're taking advantage of it is funny, but it's a disgrace. My money was on you the whole time. Nice. Hey, folks. Enough lurking. Enough of that lurking. That's really appreciated. Cheers, Timmy. D. Arker. Shout out to Dead Money for being nail on with his TA on Atarian. Yeah, Dead Money, you're a legend here with this. So what are you thinking with your move, Dead Money? I mean, this is a little bit extreme up here. What did we go with? A 25-to-1 risk reward on a huge stop loss. And we were talking, what is this? This is a 731%. Dead Money, we talking craziness here. Dead Money, you're a legend. There's D shout out as well. You freaking deserve it, Dead Money. Right. You can draw these slightly differently and whatnot, but it's coming in very, very good. This is a good harmonic. You know, you're aiming up to 1384 on this, regardless of how absurd it might look or how unfair it is that they're doing it the way they are after hours and that. 30% back above $8 again. And it's all because of their own incompetence, and that's what it is on this one. It's incompetence, right? Not malevolence. And then you've got the trend is being destroyed. Let's go and look at this. What's this going to look like on the daily? This is going to change things on the daily. When puts on ATER. When puts on ATER. Well, someone's already done an awful lot of that, Dan. Perhaps a little bit too much. Well, I mean, looking at this, like, it's making it to $17 before I'd go crazy, before I'd even think about going short on it, right? I would see. Like $9.09, there's like where it'll probably take a turnaround back from and annoy people. Want AMC's earnings information? Yeah, I want AMC's earning information. Is it out right now? Like, is that why AMC's doing well? Is it not out yet? Yo, I'm just catching up after catching up on Porgene. Did you look at BGFV? Thanks, babe. I didn't really. I did touch on how funny it was and say that I had yet to get around to your TA, buddy, but let's do it now. Up 15.20. Never came back for this entry. You have a DMI flash 2441. But who cares about that, right? Going to the moon. You've had this positive move. You've come up and you've tested your previous resistance. Interesting. Daily time frame suggests that it's not exactly the time to buy now, though I think you've been talking about this for a while, my friend. Good move on this. This is really good work too, D. You know, you're saying praising dead money, but you've really freaking did a good job here, man. Positive there. That's such a positive recovery. Lose your own moving average in the center line immediately, like no danger. And then the momentum comes through. That trend is defeat once, twice, 3 times. This does look like, you know, a lot of that, maybe all of that move has happened. Don't take my word for it, you know, play your own game and whatnot. You're in the bullish control zone on daily time frame. But like in terms of the full extent of it, 4280, flipping heck. Brilliant, D. 4 hour. Is that a gap? No. Done it. It's filled its gap and then maintained this island in the sun. Looking left, you're below your 886 that previous Fibonacci, and obviously you failed having gone above your previous horizontal. You failed to have a body close above it. So that speaks to the idea that you could now test down and see how things go. You're outside the bullish control zone on the 4 hour, and you have come back a significant chunk of that move, with your high being up at, I mean, this was a while ago actually, was it? 4 hours time frame. It was only on the 4th, it wasn't a while ago, no. It was a blink of an eye. 1 hour. You have potentially got a gap there now. Yeah. Do. Bad mudder. Retrace the center line in the 50 period and then see how things perform. I'd be down at $30, which is, you know, it's giving up the 15% that you made today during price action. Fills the gap, tests the 50. Sensible out and in again if you want the same position, at least. Interesting. What else will I flip on here actually as I'm here? Oops. Accelerating trend, it just needs to catch like a higher low. Do that while it fills a gap and catches a moving average. Doesn't have to be the 200. That might be what happens if this is a higher low on the RSI and that comes in just below the center line. It's the early time frame, right? So like there's other things to look at, but you know, something in around here could suggest it goes on again and then you get more. It's just having retraced so much of that move already. Still a dominant trend, just slipped below. You'd love to see it a little bit higher. 30 minutes. Right, cool. Trends just continuing. 50 minutes, 50-minute period moving average. Very good there. 15-minute and continuation. Likely does fill the gap though at this point. Higher low here. Try again. You'd have to keep an eye on things. You've got this suggesting it's going to drop back down tomorrow morning. Early outdoors to $30. Which may well do because it's come back so much from its high up here at 42 that, you know, that retracement needs another higher low in order to confirm before you go anywhere higher, which is totally possible. Horizontal levels at 38.42, that's where I'd be taking profit if it did just shoot up tomorrow a little bit of, with the idea that you'd perhaps get like a hard range here. I mean, if I draw on a Fibonacci and talk about, well, it's already done. The 1618 is at $55. And you've already reached your horizontal here, 37.86. Way beyond it. But now below it, this is the point here, Jimmy. Here you're at 35, but you're below here too. Well, does that mean it's like a proper retrace then? With a higher low? Continue that trend line to take that on a higher time frame. See it on the right hand side of the RSI. See it writ large on price action, and that's just before the trend change from the lower high, higher low. It goes to dead money. Member for 5 months. Cheers, GME. My stop was at 580, 187 to 1 trade or something ridiculous. Still unrealized at the minute, so we'll start losing my head later on in the week. Fantastic work. Fantastic work. You know, it might be one of the ones you look back at and you're like, yeah, that was a brilliant trade forever and ever. It's a good one. Well done, man. So there's your 50 and that test up there. That's good. I mean, you're going to forget about it. Trust me, you'll have other ones in the future and you'll be looking back on it, one of many. But if you've written down stuff about it somewhere, maybe you do remember it. 1618 extension on this thing. Do I think you're getting it? You broke your previous high. You're still like breaking above this 886. It doesn't mean nothing, that stupid thing. Positive touch there. Oh, a big donation from Da Wolfrick. Honestly, though, have you tried white noise to mask out the ambos, like static or rain sounds? And I'm out like a bear in winter. Thanks, bud, says the non-generous donation. Very much appreciated. And a huge one there from Wolfrick. White noise to wipe it out so I can go to sleep. It's not really like ambulances here aren't a thing, eh? It's just like my sleep routine is so messed up that when it comes to the evening times, I like got no interest in. I've got full energy. What to do about it? And then it comes morning time, and I'm like, oh my goodness, you know, I do try to do stuff when I'm up anyway, because like there's such a waste of productive time. And then I'm like, oh my goodness, next day, pardon me, silly noises, putting everybody off. Right, thanks for everybody being very generous, and Wolfrick thinking about me. I could knock myself on the head or something. Maybe I need to do more exercise. It's all about getting my routine better, you know, and doing things at the right time. That's what I think it is. That's what I think it is. Hence the big lights, a couple of them are off, so I'm a little bit shaded, so pardon me. But that is it. So have I done good tea on this yet? I can't remember. I didn't really do it with a point to make, so let me try that. Weekly time frame. Right, you've smashed your previous high. You've tested that area of support and you've gone on again. That's fantastic. You've got a positive sign on your RSI, never dropping below the center line. And your MACD's like, woohoo, we're going to a beat cert on a daily time frame. Continuation, strong trend. Boom. Beat your previous high. Brilliant. You know, if this consolidates and goes again, it's like get the fuck out of the way thing again. Like, it's already been on a very long move, but it could happen. Let me see this now. Get rid of this tiny Fibonacci's and go back to this big one. Wolfrick's making good suggestions. The white noise thing's a good idea, especially for Rocky, because he's got so many ambulances, and because of the where he lives, they are just more frequent at night. Is this low? No, where the hell's that low come from? This, just get out of the way. Oh, nope, I want that there. What was that? Oh, we never got back to that re-entry yet. It was this Fibonacci I'm trying to control, but I can't get. No, that's a retrace anyway, so I want that one. That's not what I'm trying to control. Jimmy, get out of your own way. I just do it on the left because candles were weird like that. Here's your 236. It's in at 1567. That's still looking. This is probably why I'm thinking about this. Your golden pocket on the move from. I can't possibly be right. Like you can't draw that. You can't go back in weird. Jamie, where did that Fibonacci come from? Go really, holy shit. Gorilla. EVGO and NEGG attendees for the top TA mad lad in the land. Gorilla. Wow, that is so generous. $420.69. Wow. I'm too tired. I'll get emotional. Thanks. Thanks, Gorilla. Wow. The perfect number. Thank you very much. That's so massive and so appreciated. What a credible donation. What incredible people. Is that legal? Probably not. Now you sleep well tonight. So it's sad, but you just click through it, lol. What did I click through? I'll go back to it, Neil. If I did something, I can do it more. Don't worry. I'll go back to EVGO. And what was the other one you did well on? NEGG. You did well on NEGG too, you freaking legend, Gorilla. Thanks, man. That's well appreciated. Thank you. If only the people who are invested in GREE were as generous as yourself, fully joking, taking the piss. So I jump out of the Bitcoin dominance chart and talk about how it's touching resistance up there. Broke through this level of resistance and it's now at its previous high. 1, 2, 3 touches. Interesting that. Whoop, whoop. Thanks so much. Everybody did nice in the chat for that donation too. That's still appreciated. Thanks, Gorilla. Thanks so much. Gorilla. Where's my book of records gone now? I've written that down, but the book of records is away. Where is it? Why would I have moved it? Wow, so that was incredible. I don't know what to do or say anymore. Was asking if you could take a look at Liquid. Thank you, missed my super. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. Yes, I will look at Liquid. I'm so sorry. Sorry, Niels. Where is it? It's on L's, Jimmy. It's on L's. Liquid, liquid, liquid. Boom. There it is. Wow. Choom. Wow. Right, so you hit your 1618. Does this got moves on it? What's that? So that was a potential short position. No, that was right. It worked out all right. Got to the 50, got halfway through that move. Yeah, so we left that on for whatever reason. It's back in the past anyway. Yeah, okay, great. So what did we think about it? Well, it broke that level of support at which point, or resistance, at which point it went boing crazy. 1414, then on again to your 1618, even though it looked as though it might be extended. Good move, came back, persists within the bullish control zone. It is, like, I would suggest a little bit over, you could start calling that bullish control zone overbought now. Just a little bit. And shitloads. And then also second touch on a degree of bearishness about it, one that you can measure between itself. That's a 12-hour time frame, 4-hour, same thing, but very strong, and having broken a previous trend at that point to go through here. That's not all that unusual for a touch of divergence, but the retrace, should it put in then a head and shoulders, come up here, come back down, be back at that support again at 27, that's a big move. 50% down from where it is. It's up 10% today. That being divergent, you've got no particular buy signal. Oh, you do here when you went through your back in your positive bullish control zone and to broke through this downward sloping resistance. That was a good entry. And you also had a positive tick in your trend and ADX at that point. That was good on the 4-hour. 1 hour, it's dropping. It's potentially going to turn around, and you've already dropped through your moving average. Being below the 40 line here, but having an ADX positive gives it 2 mines. Could go either way. 30 minutes time frame. Rick and Morty Lixin come in, test of your 200 and or your 50. Likely your 50, maybe also your 200. Have a positive splay, positive slope on the moving averages all the way down in 30 minutes, all the way up. Sorry, to 1 hour, 4 hour, daily. Just about right. You've got your golden cross on the daily time frame coming through now. You've got your flash on Outcrop's DMA at 1640. so likely to test a golden cross, you know, Niels. Like, you're so likely to test these things. The probability of it happening is very high. And also, if you're looking for a good trade-in move, the entry after a successful test is very, very good. It's just that this thing has a number of question marks. This liquid level coming in, right? This is a signal it's hard to argue with on the MACD there. Pay attention to that on the daily time frame. See if anything else comes in the meantime that takes where price action will go, though. That together with the fact that you've got a divergence like on these highs, though that's not necessarily true because there's been no retrace yet, you know, there hasn't. And if you were to do one, there's your low you're taking it from. It's got a huge move back down to get there again. Likely does bounce when it tests that area at the first stage, 36.40. And that might then take you up to this previous horizontal resistance at $40, and then you put in a head and shoulders, and that's how this thing breaks down. I mean, it might revolve that way. You know, you've got your measured move written here from this was its breakout move, right, from the golden pocket when it managed to recover, retest, right, broke out of it, covered the 50 period, retest the golden pocket, and then it did its breakout move, and you got that measurement off it. And maybe that's just the same one it needs to come back and test. The 236, a bounce, you meet some sort of resistance at this high here, like confluent with this previous high, then it actually brings into question this move. Should, of course, you have to go down from there wherever this goes on to. I'm not saying it's turning around yet, but it is divergent, right? Should it retrace, which it may well do, because there's some levels losing its moving average and some levels asking questions, but we'll see, right? It's not, we can't say that yet, but if it does, then your measured move on the head and shoulders will be something like this. What? How did that happen? Lines turn into two lines. Just draw it myself then, shall I? Now it's very speculative because that isn't the head, and then you can't even define that as being a shoulder 100% yet, so we'll just go with that though and take it down here and say it takes you back down to your golden pocket of this retracement. So you break the 236, maybe you do come back down to your golden pocket, your 50, 200 and 179 moving averages. They themselves aren't important. They're not at horizontals. You have a previous high here. If it does drop below that level, then you do wonder, does it come in and fill in that flash at even lower? So I'd be a little bit weary of it. You're in it, that's good. I'd measure it, I'd follow it. Like, one of the ways of doing that is with a 236. You could use this one, or you could just take it from this previous low here, follow it up and say my 236 is at 43.79. If it drops, you know, that's where my stop is going, anywhere just below that, perhaps, right? Because the horizontals to test afterwards, where are they? I mean, it's now down at 382, 41.72. That would be a 10% move or plus. Depends how you want to trade this thing, but that would be a 10% move. And if you're not on leverage, you know, just humping in and out, hopping in and out, it's definitely the way on this sort of thing. So that's potential. Don't like that cup of tea. That's the potential. Needs more something. Tea and milk, I think. The 50 period moving average there, coming in at your head, your neckline of this non-existent head and shoulders that I'm completely making up, but does have a potential signal. This is the characteristics of one forming. Though I'm like, at least should wait at least until the head tests the neck again, right? But whatever, this is a potential thing coming in here, and Neil's is asking about it, so it's like telling me to be weary, so I'm thinking about being weary. You've also extended to beyond 1618 on a divergent move. So 236 of this area comes in at 42.26. That's just below. That could then form like interest again. Yeah. Hard to see this one continuing on without. Let's look at this retrace here then. Judge it. I mean, this high. Let's judge this thing. Take that low and see the 1618 extension of it. That's where it's got to. Yes. 47.94. It's high of the day. 47.87. That's it, done its move there, you know. This is done like, for me personally, it would, whoa, 13.37. Thank you so much. LMDMX for someone. Also, what is that saying of yours? Which one of mine? Have a sayings. It's true, I do have a sayings. There's no health in rushing to be rich, but plenty of wealth in waiting to be right. That's it. Sometimes it's there's no help. Sometimes it's there's no health. The truth is there is no health in rushing to be rich. you know. I thought of that phrase first off when I was talking to somebody, not on YouTube, about who were getting invested in trading cryptocurrency, you know, and they kept making the same mistake. Like, they would try to put the money, back then it took a while to get your money into, it still does, right? But it took a considerable amount of time to get your money into cryptocurrency to then start trading, because it would all be base currency, Bitcoin or Ethereum or whatever, right? Depending on your exchange and your trading pair and that. But long story short, it took a while to get the money to their account. And this particular person, like, every time it came in, would just fucking take a trade. And you're like, what are you doing, eh? It's not a puggy machine, right? It isn't gambling, right? It isn't. That's not what it is. It's technical analysis. And then, and only then, can you start using like a puggy machine? Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, but where hopes and dreams meet ends and means. That's what I try to put across, where hopes and dreams meet ends and means. And you can change your life. And people might tell you technical analysis doesn't work, but they don't understand what they're doing with it, because it's about managing risk, and trading is about buying and selling risk. And that's a good analogy and lesson to put on the chart, especially this one you're looking at right now. You know, you buy the risk that this thing's going to go up. You're going to go down, right? If you go long here, you're buying the risk that it's going to go down. And like, you don't need me to illustrate that risk for you with the head and shoulders. You can see yourself looking left that you're hitting important levels. You can see from these, maybe you do like this, it would be illustrative and helpful a little bit, these Fibonacci retracement levels, like these important levels where things don't tend to go beyond without testing support. These questions down below where it's asking for entries. This isn't the thing that has a flash lower. That was Liquid. This is Liquid. No, it is this thing. Sorry, pardon me. And that would be like a 75% reduction in its value. So, yes. So it's all about waiting for price action to come to you. That's what it's all about. It's always about waiting for price action. Just waiting for price action. You know what it's all about, buddy. Waiting for Godot. And so there is no help or health in rushing to be rich. And there is plenty of wealth in waiting to be right. Like, everything is waiting for you, especially if you're not trading on leverage and you've got the courage of your convictions and you can live with a little bit of pain underwater because you were prepared to lose that money anyway. Or at least within your edge, you were able to afford to lose it. And when people talk about being able to trade in such a way as you can afford to lose, right? You can afford to lose. How many times can you get it wrong before you get it right without having lost all your money, so that you can afford to lose, because you will be right over a period of time and it will cover your losses. That's what it means, right? And people talk about trading, they say like, and everyone does it, they say, oh, just put in what you can afford to lose, as if anyone can afford to lose anything nowadays, right? You can't, right? You can't afford to lose things in the world we live in. So never mind, like, you know, and nor do we here treat it as a hobby, though you may enjoy it. It's much more a lifestyle, trading, and it affects so much of your psychology. You know, when you learn the charts and read what's going on, it is, to a certain degree, especially after a lot of experience, very clear what the charts are saying. It's always about parsing out of that what your brain is saying, because what you want to happen, you know. And a lot of people trade this thing and they're looking at it when it gets to the 1618 and they don't know it's the 1618, and they're thinking about a swimming pool, or, you know, and generally not really. In this chat, it's probably people that are thinking about changing the world and other people's lives and that. And at that point, it's that ambition that keeps them in the trade, when in fact, you know, it's done a massive move. You know, even if you didn't get in at the very start of it, it's done such a big move already. That's what gives you cause to think of all these possibilities, and they're only ever going to become a reality if you're also sensible, you know, and you know how to execute on the other side of the trade. So you got to bear all that in mind. Compounding gains will make you more money than the odd big trade. And it'll also keep you safe, because you'll exit moves that otherwise would then go back against you and end up underwater. And that's so annoying when you've had a trade, it's done well. Like, say, for example, like you've lost a stop loss, you just forgot to use it at once, right? Or whatever. and you don't check that chart, and then you come back a day or 2 or 3 days later, even worse, right, and it's back underneath your entry, and you'd been up like 100% or something. That is so annoying. It happens on options all the time because of theta. Like, you have to be like either trading way in the distance or managing your position well. You know, you have to, and that means like forgetting about. So it's where hopes and dreams meet ends and means. That's a good one. I think that's a good saying, where hopes and dreams meet ends and means. And I also think it's even better when you turn it to hopes and dreams meet ends and memes, because this is a post-meme world. It was post-fact and it was post-truth at least 20 years ago. Now we're post-meme. It's mental. What else do people want to look at? I'm still so happy. Thanks, Gorilla. Wow. I think we've talked about loads of things. We've got Neil's one in there, and mostly it's just like, you know, trade safe, be sensible. If you're in it, great. You can follow it with a stop loss and put it on that 236 on this really tight fib. You could take it from the low to the high and use the 236, which comes in at around $36, $37. It's already tested it once, and it likely does then try higher than there. So maybe that's a safe level for a stop, and price action, should it reach there, maybe is going way back down again. But then you could also judge that on this 236 and suggest, you know, that'll call a local top. It's very divergent. And does it test a significant trend check? 50 period on 4 hour, that's like nothing. And that's down at your support at 33, which is $15 off prices, a good 25% reduction. Ouch. Well spoken. Thanks, if that was for me. Vic Vince, you're a total legend. I love you, buddy. PROG? Yeah, let's look at PROG for you. For sure, mate. Hey, could we take a look at post-market naked things happening? You betcha, we'll go straight there, my Phil Miggle Tiggle. Sorry, I'll get to PROG straight after. Naked, what are you? And does that the same notification? Yes, it was. Great. Naked, 6.6%. Whoa, look at that. It went straight there. I was only saying at the start. Look at that. Oh my God. It was like, what was it? Like 45 minutes ago I said this. That's interesting. Thanks, Miggle Tiggles. I might not have noticed if I hadn't seen that. Have you charted SPY before? Paul, yeah, I chart SPY better than anyone else, Paul. Naked announced merger, currently up 30%. Boom! Boom. Fuck. I love this so much. I fucking love this so much. Right. Got Rocky's flash up there at spot 9979. I fucking got so much shit about that naked trade. Yes. Yes. Right, 236. You're looking at things like that. You know, you're talking about serious moves. You've already had serious moves, and you're in the extended part of this zone, and you know this trend here. It's unnatural for that to keep going without some sort of test. Nice call, my friend. Thanks, Shepard. It's the Doomslayers market now. That's fucking right. That must be Luke Spears. It is Luke Spears. Through the tears. I should do this for a living. Omar. Did I buy more or wait for tomorrow? Well done. Thanks, Chippies. Appreciate it. Dan, there are many times I wish I diversified my investments. Right now, all I have is GME and Super Chats. Dan. I can't imagine you're going to look back on it and regret it. That's for sure. Thanks so much, Daniel Legend. Frost, from Observer, GME and Rocky, for the wins. Yes, for all the wins. For the weekend wins. FLDC Tradespotting. I've been holding tight to my naked since I first asked you about it back in March. Never doubted it for 1 second. Dan Ernest, you freaking legend. The man with an apple for a head. That's what Dan Ernest actually has, an apple for a head. Not in that apple head sense, but he's got a bowler hat on top of it, so it's very classy. So you're looking at this since March, huh? That's pretty good, eh? Nice things there. March, here's a test in April. Oh, so it was like a little bit higher there and it came back and now you're in profit, obviously. Unless, wait a minute, what part of March? Nope, all of March it was lower than it is now. Thank goodness. Yeah, so a lot of people got this at like 68, you know, and then some people maybe didn't re-enter at different areas and whatnot. So I was like thinking, you know, who is it that's holding it that's not, you know, in profit in that and whatnot? And because you don't see every video or you don't see things, and I don't necessarily put out like an individual video on Naked or whatever. I don't know exactly how people are doing it. Naked is ripping clothes off. Nice. Yeah, observe myself. Pretty good. I will appreciate that. Yes, congrats to all of you Naked holders. Congrats to you guys. Yeah, now you've made it up there and you've done it to that next move that we talked about when we first turned it on. It's up at the net. It's up. It's made it to $1. It made it to $1. 41% after hours. Yes. Brilliant. Fucking brilliant. Can you take a look at Roblox? Man, if I can't handle it, if this has started doing this shit as well. I'm supposed to be looking at TA on something. PROG. Where's Roblox? It should be next door to PROG. Roblox. 1.12. Has that happened? Has that just happened? Holy shit. Holy shit. Wow, congratulations Roblox. Congratulations if you're holding Roblox. Look at that for a aftermarket gift. Look at that. It's just it's incredible. This stuff is incredible. This is incredible. What the fuck? What the fuck? It's a fucking sip of tea for that, yeah? This is incredible stuff here. This is incredible moves this is making. Smashing resistance. Roblox. Like, smashed earnings. Its earnings were obviously going to be fantastic anyway, up 30% after hours. Roblox is like the sort of thing, you know, I don't know. Was I talking about it on YouTube videos back here? Probably, right? March and that sort of time. Launched. Good move. We talked about retraces coming back in here. Where was it? Was I on YouTube when it launched? Where is it? Yeah, it was. We talked about this, and probably people were buying it here, like Rocky. And then it's made, this is going to be a big, you know, this is nothing testing its all-time here, right? Likely it does come back and test some sort of support after a while, right? Unless, you know, whatever, right? Everybody catches on. It's definitely going to be a big company in future. It's just such a stupid idea to buy it here at $100. Boom, $100 fucking dollars, man. Roblox. I can't handle it. I'm going to fall apart. I also have to check my trading account. See what's happening. It was down 1.27% today. Like the shit they try to make you believe, eh? Like the shit they try to make you believe. $100. Roblox is such a good company too. And like there's this constant, like there's this concept of like you would invest, and I try to have always tried to like keep abreast of like the idea or feel like I'm doing the same thing, especially if somebody's forced me into a supermarket for some god awful reason, and look around and see where is it that people are going, you know, and where are the younger people going, right? Where are they going? And they're not in the supermarket. They're playing Roblox. They're doing it all the time, constantly, and it's like got bits about it that are education. Like there's so much going for it. Roblox. It's like, and they riding that wave so well, and their executives are fucking good at their job. Feeling dumb for closing all Roblox position weeks ago. Oh, weeks ago. Was that me? I hope I didn't say this. Weeks ago, October. When was weeks ago, Luke? Don't feel dumb. Look, you're not dumb, Luke. I mean, using the tools I've learned, of course, I would never take financial advice from anyone but Astro. Nice. I like it. Nice jokes. Nice jokes. Look, I'll give you a couple of Roblox. Look, you don't want them up here. You want them down here again at 86 or so. PLN 25. Bruh. Yo, Bruley, you're such a good dude. Bruley, you've got such a massive heart. You're such a freaking nice, good. Absolutely love you, my friend. And all of your musical abilities and everything you do for us. And your goddamn personality. Innit, Kim? How you doing? We bought some Roblox money from for our grandkids last weekend. Yeah, totally. You're like one of, I don't know, future billions. Innit, Kim? Good present. I bet they loved that. That's you're very nice of you. What a lovely story too. It's nice that you've got grandkids and you're doing that for them. The generations are tightening and tightening, aren't they? Like, you'll be playing Roblox, Kim, if you got your hands on it. Opinion on cat. Excited some of it. I've got to look at PROG. Forgot about that. Exited some of it today to cover my investment. That's a good decision, no matter what the charts are doing. If you're up a bit and you're covering your investment, congratulations. We're still holding some calls. Cool. Interesting. After infrastructure law passed, yes, big news that. Let me do that then. There's stock motion. Boom, boom. Thank you. That's really generous. What an incredible Monday. Is this the best Monday in my life? It feels like that. 45 minutes sleep. Who would have thought it? Tim Malone, Tradespotting, congratulations. You deserve it. Can you please take a look at NXT? I'm going to have to start writing these down. PROG. And then there was something else I've just missed. Cat. And then Stunt wasn't just being dead nice to me. And then I noticed that before. No, it was a message from Tim. Where is it? Tim. Congratulations, you deserve it. Now look at NXTP. You betcha, buddy. I totally tried not following where I was supposed to go in the market the other day. Thought of you, forgot the half and half. I forgot the half and half. Yeah, I mean, I get so angry. And then the staff look at you like, why are you walking through the bedroom kitchen department like that? Nobody's supposed to do that. And you're like moving sofas out of the way and stuff. Tomorrow's Wu-Tang Day too. Whoa! Well, I forget a whole week of it. I'm going to collapse. Tradespotting, kind reminder not to forget about the sacrificer. Oh, yes. My sacrifice. Oh, yes. We should definitely make sure to do that. These sacrifices have been working out incredibly, and people ridiculed it at the start. Well, little do they know. How much for feet? Tradespotting, how much for feet? I don't understand, Huntstag. I've seen that message written elsewhere and think it doesn't mean what you're meaning there. How much for feet? If you can rephrase it in a way I can understand it, then I'll give you an answer, right? Everything's got a price. Bradford's Tradespotting, kind reminder, not a fact, so I definitely won't. Anyone who shorts Costco or Kirkland is a fool. Or a tool, perhaps. Yay. You never seem to see Costco's on those post-apocalyptic shows where people are like searching through supermarkets, eh? Never see the Costco's. They're never like, oh, wow, I just found a 7-foot tub of hot chocolate. No, it's always like, oh, I found this little thing. It's because everyone's straight down to the Costco's. So why would you be shorting it when it's obviously so good? How much for 12 inches? Well, that's Bunsen burner. Good point. What are we talking about points here? I'm going to avoid the point of that particular conversation and get back to doing what was it? It was something. Well, we looked at Roblox, but we hadn't done TA on it. We just looked at it. And likely it does retrace a little bit. It's at its high there. It's a natural place for people to take profit. If it keeps going, great. It'll be a 1618 extension. Of this whole move, it'd be huge. So let's not do that. Let's just take it from this high. Did it get, what happened here? 4 hour time frame. Yeah, no, that was quite accurate, that. Fibonacci, was it? Is this it? Yeah. And the 168 extension on that, it's already done that. So the 2618, there you go. Look just above it at $108. Another 10%. Maybe it does move there. 99.51, taking a pause at $100. You would expect that though. Tradespotting, Mo asked before end of year, do you think, or January, hoping my business can last long enough for it? That sounds like a serious question, Tone Buddy. Hope your business is doing well. What does your business do? How are you doing? Where are you from and what do you do? What's your business do? My answer is mostly that for, you know, and you ask a serious question, right? My business, right? That you could replace that second question there with child, right? My child, I hope, right? That's what it's like when you're running a business. And you know also what it's like, maybe, I don't being a parent, but being running a business, you're like, nobody's going to do anything to my business. I'm not going to let anybody harm my business. It's never going to happen. Bulldog Buchanan, $50, holy shit. Congrats on the all awesome traders. What a day. High fives, everyone, while throwing buds around. Wouldn't that be nice? Insert chortling emoji for the audio tracking room gang. Hey, audio tracking room gang. How you shout out? That was Salamander, not... That was another one putting in the $10. I'm getting donations all over the place. Sal, thanks so much. That's desperately appreciated. Sal's a total legend. Don't give you... Thanks. Tradespotting, can you look at the loop ring, please? Yeah, I will do. I'll took a tiny glance at it, but yeah, I'll look at loop ring. And then I'll have to go because I've got tadpole games tomorrow and I definitely need to sleep before tadpole games or I might die. Guitar Loop was early in the stream. I'll go and look at it again though, no worries. Just briefly. Ha, nice Sal. Thanks, Sal. And Amanda as well. Thanks. PLN from Brew. You're a legend, Brew. Was it Stan Lee? Was that what it was? And I was calling you Stanley Knife, or was that a different username? I can't remember now. But Brew Lee, you're a legend. You've been around for so long. You're such a lovely guy. Thanks so much. Tradespotting, I have a question about gaps. Will there be a gap on Naked tomorrow morning? Thinking about sneaking in another entry. Let me just get back to answering your question about gaps. Therell be shitloads of gaps, yeah. And the question before was from Tone, who was asking about e-bikers can get supply through... E-bikers can get supply through 2 years in south of UK. Cool, you're in the south of the UK. Nice one. Nice place. Weather coming up, bad weather coming up in it. We've had a nice summer, Tone. So the way I think about it, and you know, you're talking about your business there, and it's obviously something you're passionate about too. You didn't go into bike sales without liking bikes. Yeah, I was mocked for holding Naked too. Fuck them, Corman. I knew your conviction was worth way more than any other people's opinions. I freaking knew it. You are a freaking legend. Who's laughing? Yeah, me. I'm crying. And you. It's amazing. I love you, man. Chortle. Insert chortle emojis. I'm going to remember that for a while. Thanks for that. Insert the chortle emojis. Oh, so much chortling will be had. Yeah, that's the way I think about it, Tone. Like, MOAS may or may not happen by certain dates. It's hard. It's hard to know. And life goes on anyway. And life's more important than MOAS. And so much of your life you'll have to make sacrifices already for your business that survive it's you know, it's hard, right? It's hard. You have to look at it from a business mind, and like you want an honest answer off me, right? Because you're a serious person. It's a serious question, and like the only serious answer you can give somebody is don't rely on MOAS for anything, especially not your things that you care about in life. Don't rely on it. You can't rely on it, you know, or anything in trading. You can't rely on anything actually happening. Roblox back 92.90. Top of that move, the 2414 was at 105, close, 100, something like that, 105. So you can't rely on it. But do I think that there'll be big moves? I think that, yeah, the way that I think about it is that I've thought that for a while, I've said that for a while, but there's also the true that in and around like the end of November, the first couple of weeks of December, there is likely to be more movement on the chart. I can't say which way it's going to go, but I think it might be quite violent for GME, really, especially in particular. Thanks, brother. I know it's not being relied on. It's cool. Thanks. That's good to know. Yeah, no problems. You don't need to thank me, Tone. Just fingers crossed for it. Yeah, like, well, damn right. I'm toes, fingers, knees, and toes. Knees? Can you cross your knees? Yeah, it's like you can't rely on it, but I do think there'll be big moves, and I think that a lot of people that have got this, you know. I think the psychology of hodlers will change. So many people have got into this with every penny they had, and they didn't have much. And that was a while ago now, and they've had responsibility after responsibility, and that's happened in an environment where everything is getting harder around you, and everything you're working for is worth less constantly, and you're being asked to hodl an asset. Like you say, you can't rely on it. Holy shit, you can't do that, Bruley. You can't do that, Bruley. That's so much. You can't do that, Bruley. Holy shit. What? Does the super chat already work for me? Why can't I write here? Testing, testing. Love you, Jamie. You legend. Can you look at OXC, USDT, Jamie? You know I can, man. Anything for you. Hope this works. If I put enough money into bribing YouTube so that my super chat works. GG. Bruley, I feel like I have to buy you a present for that. You can't be doing that. Thanks, everybody. Everybody. Thanks, everybody. So all such amazing community. Current Brothers TA forever. Brad Ghoulish. Ooh. Brad Ghoulish. That's so funny. Current Brothers TA forever and even a million years, and Jamie and Rocky TA in a billion years, and forever and ever and ever, and a billion years. I have to look at OXC USD as well. Right, let's get down to these things. Thanks so much. If I've missed something here, I'm so sorry. I never mean to. Sal, Amanda Buchanan put in $50 as well beforehand. Where is it on the screen here? It's on this one. It's on this one. Can we get one of these dancing ladies naked for an emoji? Dancing ladies naked. They don't do the GIFs on the emojis. It's well annoying. Though I need to do emojis. I might as well write this down. I need to do emoji housekeeping. Thanks for the reminder. We'll definitely get some naked ladies on the emojis just for you, Bulldog. Observe myself. I'm way behind chat now. Right, they're so nice. I don't know what to say, and there never are enough words. Tradespotting was Corin Bros financial in perpetuity. Yes, in perpetuity. In perpetuity. There should be a new company class, shouldn't there? I don't know what to say. Known pleasures, Bulldog Buchanan. Tis the classic, that one. T-shirt. Tradespotting Rocky got me a present already with giving me access to his amazing indicator until March. Such a legend as well. Well, and now both he is a thanks and a present, and he is a total legend. And I'll do anything I can for you if you ever need it, Bruley. And same with you, Gorilla. And same with you, everybody else. Everyone. Sorry I didn't say your name there, but everybody. If I want me to do anything, I'll do it. Well, and on to that note, let's quickly say if this does come in for a retrace, well, it would be pretty hefty. You know, you're all after hours, try to do the TA, all happen in one move. It's very difficult to say. Can't tell you. There's your gap. It's miles away, down at $77, depending on when price action goes to for the rest of post-market here. 99 spot 10, 28%, still moving around. Pardon me. When that closes, then you'll see where your gap is down to 77, and you'll always be able to see that if you have this. Is that now on the screen now? Is it? Yep. Post market, right? You can see here slightly smaller figure, and then above 77, and that'll be like it tells you where the gaps are on the chart. So move that back over there so it all fits on again. Right, and you can see that it's at in around $77, which was like the top side of this move. Should it have come down here in the first place at the bottom of this channel? Earnings came out. You were already only like that's a 236 retrace straight through it here before you did go up down to the golden pocket again. It's not even all that hard really. 214, 2618. That's a big extension. You'd only have thought 1618 and looked left and seen these horizontals, broken through them and tested that. So strong. This flash has all been confirmed and finished. Yeah, you'll look to that gap, you'll look for re-entries. You've got horizontal levels, and that's the most that you could go on at the minute. Should everybody decide to suddenly jump out of Roblox, you'll still probably bounce around 83. It's such a strong move. And it's now like a profit signaling mechanism. You know, if you didn't know what Roblox was from your grandchildren, from your kids, from your school friends, from wherever, you know, your mates' kids, just from reading the news or from being interested in technology, then you'll have seen this chart, you'll have seen these moves, and you'll hear about Roblox, and it's hitting $100. That means a lot of different things now. It means a lot of different things. And so, I mean, Roblox is one for the future. It's going to go on for ages, you know. Maybe it's harder to trade it in tomorrow morning's price action than some other things will be. But for a long term, it's quite good. So I would wait, like Gorilla was that, or was it, who was it I was saying? What was your phrase about, yeah, like wait for price action to come to you, you know. And if you spot a trade and it works out well and you haven't got it, for whatever reason, and pat yourself on the back because you did it, learned the lessons, and then you didn't chase it afterwards, then another pat on the back, you know, for whatever reason that stopped you getting in, your fault or someone else's. I.e. that Shan exchange thing that happened to Space there when he had a really good trade there, was it last week? Just that sort of thing, you know, let it go. So, Quell, Roblox, yeah, like a big deep retrace, so, you know, there'll be a gap. Was it leave it on the chart for a while? Maybe, yeah, maybe. It's a huge gap and it'll fill some of it, so we'll see how it evolves over time, but likely there'll be some of it left after trading tomorrow. They'll probably, if not, price action just goes on again, which it might do. It's just, it'd be unusual for that to happen after earnings having done that jump post-market. What's we're going to actually wrote down here, right? PROG. Pardon me. Too emotional. Right, P. 0.57 today, 3.54. What have I got drawn on here then? Big gaps below, big bad murder, 50 period, moving average, very strong slope there, 200 price action above it, and has tested it and done well. One occasion with a huge wick, another one with a very strong body close. This is your 236 from your high low. Where's your, is this the Fibonacci? Yeah. So this is your low you're taking it from. This is the high. You've covered it back above the 236.3 at 2.5 all the way up to the golden pocket. At that point, great, but you didn't make it back into the bullish control zone yet. That's a bit dodgy. You have got divergence between these two highs. That's also a bit dodgy. This broke out of a wedge that is gone up, done that move, the full measured move from them some, and hasn't yet tested anything since. Cross on the MACD, but was undone itself and then redone. Then not desperate strength left on the MACD at the end of that, or sorry, the rocket crops at the end of that move there. 4 hour. Thank you, says Riley Greg. Thank you, Riley Greg. Thank you, observe yourself. The last fiver till funds settle. Congratulations, Doomslayer. The disembodied remains of manifest density. One of the first to have the head removed. Thank you so much, manifest density. You total legend. Disembodied remains of. Make that leap and explode into the stratosphere. You deserved it, Riley Greg. You're such a nice chap, Riley. Hope you, fingers crossed for you. What's happening? Fingers crossed for you, right? Thank you. You're thanking people. Maybe something coming up. Fingers crossed. Tradespot. I'm not cheating on you. Just been having interviews for a new job during your streaming time. Hope you're well today. Yes, Riley Greg. Congratulations. Going for it in that. Being positive. Nice to hear, man. Keep it up. And you know, when they ask you, is there anything you'd like to ask us? A good question is to say to them, do you always press charges? That's a really good question to ask if they want you to ask something of them. And of course, when they ask you what your biggest weakness is, you tell them that you don't like people asking you silly questions. Gaps on NUGT will be some guidance in general will be welcome. Gaps on NEGG, yeah, that's right. You were asking about the gap on NEGG, so I'll get to that. Right, I'll look at the gap on NEGG. For you specifically. You see, this is the thing though, they've just announced a merger and at 30%, it was a suspicion that that was going to happen anyway. No guarantee that it comes back to fill the gaps straight after the next day, but I shall do it. Space for 6 months. Have a listen later, but could you check out Naked if you haven't already? AH, after hours announcement and big move. Yes, Space, damn right. You'll be laughing when you get to that part of the show. Welcome to this part once you get here. Hi, Space. Space, take care. Oh, we'll have to listen later. Interesting week so far. You got a fucking... Pardon me? Pardon my language. Yes, certainly is. If Naked moves 40% on an announcement, I can't even imagine when GNA will end up in the way, right? Mode, I don't think a lot of people aren't prepared. So we were talking about PROG, and we got down to the 4 hour, and I now forgot what I was saying though, and I think there was something about gap. Yeah, there's the bad merger sign. It's not on this time frame. Is that what we're talking about? I'll go back and look later, but it does look like there is a reason for it to come down somewhere to go to too, and that to be quite far away. On this, you're not like, you see, if this holds the center line, that'd be very unusual. It doesn't necessarily look like that. Very commonly, this is breaking down, and it's doing it here, as you can see, at a reason for it to be support. It does likely come back down now. I think that's what happens. I'm going to move this straight out of the way, or like somewhere else. I don't know where we took it from. Let's just imagine it was back here, because it probably was anyway. And then, and if it wasn't, right, you're looking for a re-entry down there and a short bounce. That wouldn't be the target at that stage. So let's take this off. Maximum would be aiming up there, and personally I'd be taking like most profit there, and then I'd want some of it there, in which case you couldn't possibly have a stop like that. In fact, you could only just have it like that, and even then, tough, right? So here's your targets of this thing. I mean, we managed to like draw a circle on that. This was potential. What is this? Why does it look like that? Is it because it's itself is a gap? No. Oh, I was talking about where it could potentially go. Right, so we'll go back 4 hour here. Holding this 50 period moving average on the 4 hour, looks like you're about to break through the center line though, in which case this would break. Then you're looking at your horizontal at 3.07. That's a good 50 cents off price action. You have not got very much strength as represented by this decrease in and a negative slope on the ADX, while having a positive DI above. It is not definitive and just not great. This wedge on different time frames, obviously. Momentum was building to the downside. You come back up after that positive touch of tiny bullish divergence, enough to take you also then on your RSI above the center line. And then that wick moved 409. That's back at 343. That'll have caught people in an area that you don't necessarily want to be entering at. Down hourly, holding the 50. 179's drop below the 200. It's an early warning sign. You're below your center line here. Negative momentum might start coming into this, especially with this crossover and the okay, across potentially getting crossover there. Does it start to look like a head and shoulders? That rollover there, nope, but it is looking like a rollover so far. If it comes back down and holds, if it doesn't hold 306, looks to 267, 260 something, 275, no, 260. Retest this possible downward sloping demand line that traced that for a while, right? That was quite significant. And then yeah, its early ascent RSI doesn't look great. I've got an alert if it does come back down to these levels. It's quite far away, 50% off the price. This is a see, this is what happens when it's if on the smaller time frames, if you have this, like both the DI positive and DI negative increasing in their slope, right, and they're higher and higher up on this indicator, while at the same time price action is hovering at a support level or resistance, right, but in this case it's support, then it normally always breaks. And here you've got it at this below this level of resistance, which was previously support. It's important. Looking left, you can see that you have put in this high. Is that now a lower high? And then the question is, do you get filled here when the flash 30 minutes on PROG down at 3.13? At that point, what happens to price action? That's like your head and shoulders and the measured move from that as well. Just draw it on, see neckline. If it breaks down, yeah, come down, test this horizontal at 307, 303. It does look like you could easily get another test, and you would likely get a bounce there, and that would be from 3, maybe even as high back up as 350, but you could take profit at 325. nearly 10% on the move, and that'd be a good trade spot. How long until naked calls are written, you think? You can never tell, right? It's up to other people. I mean, you'd have better off asking somebody who's working at SIBO. And there's got traders there, right? They're just going to work out soon now, if this merger goes through. Corey Roberts, hi, Ghost. Love you, Jamie. A man walks in a zoo. The only animal in the entire zoo is a dog. It's a Shih Tzu. Love you, Ghosts and Sacrifices. It is Shih Tzu. Yeah, that's a pretty Shih Tzu. Though the best type of zoos, don't necessarily need animals in them, but teaching kids in that, innit? Some of the animals in zoos shouldn't be there. But a dog, yeah, that's a strange zoo with just a dog in there. Bit of a Shih Tzu. Thanks so much, Colonel Roberts. Appreciate. Nice smile. Best cult ever is nice voice smile. Thank you, my friend, and a generous donation. It's appreciated. Cheers. Corey, how long is it going to be till they print calls? Soon, till they write calls. Soon, probably. Did the AMC announce their inject? No, they didn't. Don't think they did. If they did, though, somebody tell me. Lamal, according to the Fed, retail investors are a threat to the markets. Yeah, it's terrible. We're a horrible, terrible threat to the markets. Ooh, we should never have let us out of the house. It's a disgrace. Look at us, big, violent people. Me, for example, on stream crying when people give me money. We are so dangerous. Dangerous, that's true, though. We are. Because we don't take no for a fucking answer. I love you guys. Space. I've got to get onto the things I was supposed to be doing. Thank you, Manifest Density, you total legend. And Bruley, you wanted me to look at things too. I've got it all written down. I've not missed anything there. And Sal earlier, thanks so much. So posture check, hydration check, everybody. And I'm going to fill up my tea with some hot water from my flask. Ugh, that looks rank. Plop. And right, let's get into it. Back into it. So what was that one? That was PROG, and it looks like it's coming down. I'd be a little bit weary. You could take an entry here, probably get a 10% or thereabouts move off the back of it. I'd have to play it by ear at the time. Where do you enter here, or do you put it here? Where's your stop at? There's this big drop down here, 285, and that is a percentage chunk. It's interesting. How would you treat that? I'd look at it at the time, see the strength, see if it managed to bounce off the bearish control zone, and if it looked like it had proper signature, if it recovers its own moving average, an RSI in 1 hour, I'd really want to see that above the center line, and judge price action at that point. I tested the 200 at 325, seems inevitable when you look at this. That would be a higher low and continuation with this trend on the bottom side, so you would get that bounce at that stage. Maybe it drops below the 200 and you do get the test in it around 3 and whatever, and you fill that flash in. This one down at 137, that is just so far away. Dangerous trades there on PROG. You got a flash to the top side as well at $9.12. Oh my goodness. Yeah. And you've had that positive cross here. What's it look like on the daily time frame? Not got that cross yet. You're above your previous resistance. Could be there's a move on this one. It's just that slipping out. It's all slipping out. Slipping out of important areas. So I'd look for a retest. I'd look for entries in and around this 50. Oh. This is a hard one. You'd have to watch it at the time. Sure, you could do that there and you get your 10% bounce, and that's fine. Looking at it on a daily time frame, taking over a period of time. When you go left here, you haven't broken this horizontal left. Not at all. That's why I put this line on. And if you did, this was where you're supposed to go up to 510. Not made it there yet. And a retest of the 236 of this Fibonacci would be possible if you slip below. And have you even gone significantly above it? No, you've not even gone above the golden pocket. Yeah, right. So slip back down, drop your own 236. This 236 looking left, $3. This is so very likely a retest. Having gone through it once, tested it once. Lower high that time though. Is it then a good entry? Well, it's the next time you touch your 200, so likely. And you've got a positive slope there with the 179. Your 50 is coming up, so this horizontal is more important at 262. It might be that that's your entry. It's just eek with that big $1 gap down there. What is the gap at? $1 I. It's gone through so much of that. I wouldn't be looking for a 236 retest of our previous vid. But I was just listening to AMC earnings call. If they pull it off, will you accept AMC's proposed crypto coin as a payments on OnlyFans? AMC having their own cryptocurrency is an absolute disaster. They shouldn't be doing that. They should stick to their knitting. It's a complete waste of time, energy, and money. They are not going to be able to get the right talent for the job. It's very dodgy. If they are creating their own cryptocurrency, that's a complete and utter waste of effort, energy, resources, and time, and robbing from shareholders. Though it probably gets a boost in the news. And I think anybody who knows anything knows that you don't need a cryptocurrency for going to AMC theaters. So the business purpose there, I don't see it. And it seems to me like it would be a silly decision. But would I accept it on my OnlyFans? You betcha, Dan. I would accept it. I'll accept it. And any other hard currency, soft or currency, or cake, or, you know, just appropriately timed compliments would probably be enough. Tradespotting Choose Plasma. It's just that they prefer the broadcast media echo chamber that they control rather than the social media echo chamber that we control. Yeah. They want to make things go viral, and then after a while they're like, shit, we're too stupid to make things go viral. How do we stop other people making things go viral? We just fill the airwaves with crap news. I won't accept AMC Crypto for my OnlyFans, and it's free currently for 30 days. They've actually got one, and it's free for 30 days. Or is that your OnlyFans? Yes, your OnlyFans. I like it. Get yourself down to Curran Roberts OnlyFans there for an early Christmas present or Black Friday, whichever it is you're looking for. Wait, I've got to do some work. People have asked for shit and I've paid. They should do it, Jimmy. No cake, porridge only. This goes down. Only porridge. Yes, porridge cake. Oat cake. Oat cakes. Love them. LRC is slumping. Did it do its slump now? Well, we could go straight to LRC. We have looked at PROG enough there, I think. There's a couple of huge things on Outcrop's DMA to look out for. There are flashes, and Outcrop's flash and fill. Flash and fill. Where's LRC at on my list? It's touched the 1618. It's retraced back down. It's gone up to 2.1540 from 2.5. Good move. Touched the top of the bullish control zone there. A little bit divergent. If it does come back, let's measure this out then. See the right move. Did I just draw that, or was that before? Go out of the way, please. What does that one say? What does that mean? Where is that one? There it is. It goes to Dan. It goes to Dan. PSA, public service announcement. Anybody who wants to see me naked, just ring me up and we'll do the iPhone video thing. Hi, like, Dan, you're so grasp with technology. You know that iPhone video thing already? And I'll show you my butt and stuff. I'll pay you, please. Ha ha! I need a phone number. I need one immediately. Everyone immediately rushes out and buys phones. Dan. I'll WeChat. Oh, yeah, WeChat. What's that? Oh, they got their own cryptocurrency, haven't they? Some of them things like, there's at least a reason. Is there actually an AMC cryptocurrency? And how is that being mined or distributed? And at what point was it created? And like, what's it worth? And have you heard a sillier idea for cryptocurrencies in your life? There are sillier ideas. Of course there are, but you know, come on, just like what? I mean, it just smacks of that same old thing, eh? Like, I mean, the earnings are supposed to be good anyway. They don't need to come up with some cryptocurrency thing. It's like, what, you're going to go to the cinema, the government won't see my tax gains, I'm going to spend them all at AMC. What is it? What's the advantage? I don't get it. They are pursuing options of creating one, he said. Yeah, because like before it was like, I mean, what? it's just every time there's the news cycle, you know, he's on like, oh, we're going to start taking them a Bitcoin. Oh, we're going to start taking payments in Dodge. Like, which is just a bit weird because loads of the hype merchants that jumped on AMC are doing it because of like the same thing that they're doing with Shibu or Dodge or whatever. You can see it in their Twitter profiles. It says like AMC, Shibu, or some other joke like AMC and PS part-time complete joker or something like that, right? Slash absurd next set of characters. He bought into that, like, and then the news cycle did, and then you're like, this is stupid. This is so stupid. So like, what is the, you know, and previously they were talking about they were going to have their own branded popcorns, which I understand, right? That's like fair enough, right? And then I saw the comments about the markup on popcorn and how that makes it a good idea. And it's like, have you seen the markup on ice cream then? Because they should also be having their own brand ice cream, right? Have you seen the markup on ice cream? It's mental. Have you seen the markup on uranium? It's insane. It's insane. That markup on uranium is insane. AMC uranium. But no, but they do sell popcorn in there, so it makes sense. You know it doesn't. No, it doesn't, right? It really doesn't. Like, and, you know, right, okay. Yeah, but if you don't want to be making it easier for people to watch the movies at home, right? You don't want to be doing that. You want to do the other thing where you're like, this popcorn, which you can only get in theaters. It's better. That's a better business idea, right? It is a better business idea than putting it in people's homes. And it's not a really good idea to cannibalize your own business, especially if you yourself can't manage to turn that business profitable. It's said weird if you then like take on some sort of other task, like for example being a cryptocurrency, like Loopring, for example. Here, key stats about Loopring. Well, where has it got its? Have we got the market cap on this thing here? Volume 460 million is being traded today. Average volume on this thing 333 million. Doesn't have the market cap here, though you could check it quickly on a number of places, including CoinGecko, and I'd suggest like that's a very large business project to be taking on, and it will attract ridicule from people who think like, you know, it's not a joke, you know, cryptocurrencies aren't, you know, there to be ridiculed by companies. They're there to be put towards good business purposes, and I don't see how it can conceivably be the case for AMC that it would be a good decision. I mean, I'm sorry, like it's the same reason why it would be absurd for GME to announce like their own cryptocurrency, you know, hence that they'd be launching their NFT marketplace on systems and logistics that are provided for by somebody else, right? Because there's inherent business risks, and there's also platforms that are and aren't suitable for certain things. And so it would be much more sensible if AMC had today announced not a potential cryptocurrency, right? That's not right. Although it might sound good, it might sound a little something. Fuck the game if it don't mean nothing. It doesn't fucking mean anything. It's stupid. It's fucking stupid. You're going to put me on a rant against AMC now because it's they themselves are so stupid. I'm so annoyed with it. It's so stupid when they've got a writ large, like, you know, everybody is doing it anyway with the DD. So why doesn't Adam Aaron just say, look, okay, NFT marketplace, right? Think of all of the things that would go around that with movies and superheroes and comic books and everything else. It's just obvious. Yeah, he comes out and he says, we're going to make our own cryptocurrency. It's like, why are you 78 years old doing this, saying things like that? Why don't you, what's going on? What's going on? It's like, why is that happening? You know, it's annoying. It's annoying. It's like having a conversation with somebody and you're like, on the bus and you're like, well, we talked about this 5 minutes ago, mate. Why are you talking about it again? Like, and then you realize like they've missed their own stop like 4 years ago. There's better ideas, right? There are better ideas. Imagine it was like their cryptocurrency got hacked, or there was like it's not some trivial trifling, let's just make us a cryptocurrency. It isn't like that, right? It's not like that. It's, if you want to do it properly, right? So it goes to Dan. Thank you so much, Dan. It's really appreciated. What money are they going to make their cryptocurrency with? Are they going to launch a cryptocurrency and then everybody invest in that cryptocurrency to get coins? And then what are they going to do with the funds for that? Is that supporting their business then? And then everybody owns these coins and later comes along to collect for what they're worth. And those coins themselves have a value which isn't attached to, say, for example, an underlying asset. So what happens is they sell you an AMC cryptocurrency. They get $100 for 100 coins. Does the price of it go to 10,000 and then you're sitting there with 10,000 and you go along AMC and you've only ever paid $100, but now you've got free movies, free popcorn. If they later get onto it, ice cream, who knows, uranium, right? You get the popcorn free in the shops. I mean, how does that work, right? Where's the elasticity? How's that going to work? What's the economies of that? It's gobsmackingly annoying that he'd come out and say that, right? No, he's bullshitting to pump apes to buy stock so he can sell for retirement. Yeah, exactly. He said he's using an agency to divest his holdings of the last earnings call. Oh, right, he's an agency to do it for him, so it's not his fault. Why don't you just do it yourself, mate? What, an agency? Like, hey, like, oh, I need somebody to go out and find someone to buy these shares for me. Like, what? You know, you're supposed to make them worth buying. What's that all about? Free uranium. Well, maybe I took the analogy too far. I don't know, but like, come on. I mean, we're trying to make a point, and it's legit, right? What is he doing? Hey, what is he doing? I think you're right with that. I think that's silly, right? So back to real life. Honestly, so you had your 1618 and you've had a little bit of a retracement on that. Dropping down to the 15 minutes on Loopring, you can see nothing particularly divergent. You have dropped out your bullish control zone in the 15 minutes though. Let's take this. Is this the Fibonacci here that we were looking at earlier? Nope, that's a line. Nice line it is too though. Someone clip that for uranium shit. That's funny, right? So you drop below your 236 and maybe it is breaking down. Let's see, you've not had an open and close below it. This is potentially a re-entry for some people. There's no divergence, so you have slipped out the bullish control zone, and why not come back for a slightly lower test? Maybe this horizontal at 2.086. That is a Fibonacci 1.272 extension from your move. That wouldn't necessarily, to my experience, that isn't the sort of thing that provides support. Your 236, maybe, if it breaks that, 382 likely does test it once and then touch the 236. This has been so violent, it's not going to collapse over 5 seconds. Yes, right now, and that would entail a collapse would have to be below the 1618, sorry, the 618 in the golden pocket, and the retracement on this fib, and that coming in at around 1.65 is not like all that crazy. That's your previous all-time high. Once you went through it, you did this parabolic move, continuation obviously, but it's like, here's a definitive point. When you look left, you can see it. It's also the golden pocket of this fib. If you drop below the 236 on this, let's me extend it out. No, it doesn't want me to. Of course it doesn't. Do it from the proper bit, Jimmy. That's a nice line you got there. Hey, that's a nice line you got yourself there. Yay. See, there's a new series of Dexter. How funny is that? It is so awesome. It's so awesome. There's a new series of Dexter. Thank me later. So, you came in here 1618. It's got the best tunes too. It's like, yeah, this stuff. I find Dexter so hilarious. I watch it and I cry with laughter. Anyway, so you've got this. And he's so good too. What? Maybe we heard it wrong. It's the popcorn. It's a popcoin, not a popcorn. I like AMC. I've got AMC. I'm holding AMC at the minute. And I've never sold a share of AMC. In my entire life, I've never sold a share of AMC. And that's very different from a lot of the AMC hodlers, I tell you. Mac Punter Music. Yo, Mac, the next superhero movie is going to be about an AMC employee who ate uranium because of popcorn sucks. And the superpower of what the way. So, focus on the good today. Naked. Yeah, you're right, Sky. And the gap, yeah, you also want me to look at that. Maybe also HEXO, that would be a stretch. Unless it's done what I said, then I can check into wink at it. Would you be interested to hear your thoughts on why you like both AMC Current Uranium for the win? Why you like an AMC Uranium's access? Let's make it trend. You can't make shit trend on AMC. It's all OnlyFans people doing it. Like legit ones, real OnlyFans and strippers and that. They're the ones pushing AMC. Tradespotting, how's the hell do you do AMC? How do you do it? How do I do it? Well, the charts are what they are, despite what the C-suite is like and what they happen to do with their shares and all the nonsense that comes out there. I mean, they tell you basically what's going to happen anyway with their misdeeds. They belie their own behaviours, don't they? So I'm still looking at Loop Ring, even though I did it earlier. It's got a good... It went to the 1618. That was great. Come back, test your all-time high at 1.7, 1.6 possibly. Your 236, break that, you go to the 618, that's where that area is. Golden Pocket is at your previous all-time highs. You've already slipped out your bullish control zone. It might slip back there, but it's in a very strong trending move. And really, you short this at your peril. You want to just get out of its way. I mean, 3618 going up $9-10, that's totally possible for this thing. No, it's different from stocks and shares, right? Cryptocurrencies do that sort of thing all the time and then come back again. So... do they look room for $10? It's not inconceivable at all. You know, when they launched their NFT marketplace, I've been looking at it more and more recently for a variety of reasons. And it's got some good stuff on it that's different from other places. Not just the rapping and the rolling. Rapping and a rolling, roll around, rap, all your NFTs on sale, I'm on in. Loop Ring. Though this whole idea of this like future coming metaverse and whatnot, that's just like, you know, try to sell me down that river yet. Don't think so, mate. No freaking dear. No freaking dear. Idea. 100% is this normal? Yeah, it is totally normal. You leave ATER alone. Which one did we do, PROG? Oh, we didn't do CAT. So CAT, they sell shoes. You'll know CAT, they sell those shoes. They're suede with a yellow patch on the front. They're boots. People wear them very commonly with denim jeans. Really popular. CAT Boots. That's the name of this company. CAT Boots Inc. 214.19. Not bad price action today. I like it. I like it a lot. And 4% up. Good move. Testing your previous horizontals here. That's interesting. This was a point of inflection for it. It's reached it and then gone beyond. Come back a little bit. You've reached the top of your bullish control zone. A tiny bit divergence. Dropped back down. Below center line. Recovered again. Let's see. Do a retrace this thing. Here's your low. Here's your high. There's your 236. You've got a gap there. Down at the 382. Likely it comes down and fills. That's a 15 minute on the hourly time frame. Also a gap there at 208. It's only shaving $8 off the price, but that is a percentage or two. Then there's your gap there as well. As well, 4 hour, you've got a gap all the way up to the 4 hour there, 206 daily time frame. This is extra, if I got extra hours on or something. Adjusted for, that's not what I want, and this is on, I don't know, if I got extra, why am I, it's not giving me a further, I'm going to assume I'm not on after hours trading. Has this got a gap down here at 11.12? $236. You've opened up above your 200 period moving average on the daily time frame. That's very positive. You do still have that gap down at $208 there, it says, on the daily time frame. So going there and no more might be possible. And going all the way down beyond it might likely also be possible. You've gone up to and beaten your previous horizontal here. The next one to aim to above is at $221. So that might be the range you're looking between. Do I expect it to get here? No, not right now, but we'll see. Then the stuff, it does come back below that 236 to retrace the golden pocket in the 50 period moving average down at around just under $200. That's also an area to pay attention to. That horizontal looking left with this one here would be where I'd drop that in and say this is likely the range until something changes. There's the gap there for it to come back down, put that in, then you start tracing horizontals and maybe diagonals. Let's go down a 4-hour time frame. Destroying that move. Positive cross, tested it and gone on. Through the center line, positive test, held the moving average in the bullish control zone. Very good news there on the MACD. Great cross there. Outcrop's DMA, great cross. Really strong up in $40. That's good. What about this then? Held that 236, your golden pocket comes up at your previous horizontal up at 222, spot 222, and that seems like that's where it'll go on the top side, though it has put in a touch of divergence on lower time frames, so maybe comes back in the meantime, and we want to hold this 236 at 210. If it doesn't, then the 200 period on the 30-minute time frame is at around 205. That's the bottom side of that gap. So it likely will fill that, I would expect it to, and then I would also think within the not too distant future it'll test 2222. If that doesn't happen and if it fails that and comes back down and breaks this support at the golden pocket, I'd think it's coming in for test this level at 186 or lower. Then lower would immediately be down to the 168, looking left horizontally. That's also the first touch of horizontals that are important, right? So it's the 1618 if it breaks, and then when it breaks, it doesn't even have to break. You just have to not hold the 236, then not hold this golden pocket, and then like it will break it as a consequence. I don't see it coming all the way back to 145 yet without some sort of a bounce beforehand, and I certainly don't see it coming all the way down to 134 in the immediate future. These stranger things have happened. So holding at 210 is important. We'll see what it does tomorrow. There is the gap below there. That takes it through a 236. That means it has put in a local high. And then when you get down to these lower time frames, you're going to then start judging this as bearishly divergent. It was there already. 50 periods holding it, but without any support of test horizontally. And then your gap there is dead obvious, right? It's dead obvious. This likely comes back down a bit, even on the smaller time frames. Seems like it might happen early in the morning. So we shall see. NXTP. Next Play Technologies. Product manufacturer, trucks, construction, farm machinery. That's Caterpillar, not what sort of toys are they? Commercial services, advertising, marketing services. Next Play. Okay, so you've got a flash here. Has it been filled? Okay. Weekly time frame. Significant amounts of price action. One spot 40 NXTP. Down 0.71% today. 52-week range. It's come from 1.26 on a low, and its highest price in the last year has been $4.99, and that's in the last year. Which puts it in context when you look at this overall move and you see it's at the 236, which is at 178, right, with its ultimate low of like the last year at 126. I mean, I know it has been all the way to those 6 cents, but that was 2013. So you're asking this to make a move up to the 382. That's what you'd be asking. I haven't recovered the 236. It's done it twice here. Does it do it again? Now it's recovered it for a third time. That's a move up to $13.87. Quite a lot. 76 cents. Quite a lot. The horizontal that I'd say would be important for structure here is at $30. That's obviously twice as much again. So upside, great. World's largest construction equipment manufacturer, bulldozers, loaders, that sort of stuff. No, they're a shoe company, Katie. I've seen it for sure. I've seen it because I've been in the shop and I've seen them. And then I've been in the club, the Airbnb, the R&B clubs. I was in them at uni, the R&B clubs, and I saw it. I saw the jeans. I saw the like untied caterpillar boots and the clip clops, like when they hit the ground and that, and they walk because they don't tie their shoes. I've seen it, man. They're shoes. It's our shoes, and they're worn by people who like R&B, Katie. So they are. Well, you're thinking of Tim's for sure, Tradespotting. Nah, trust me, there's a cats. The Timberlands were worn by the people who would kick your head in if you fell over at nightclubs. And then, as were the Rockport gang, they all ganged up together. But nah, not Tim's. Tim's! Yeah, it's definitely those yellow patches on those suede shoes. So, that's those caterpillars, and they wear them with denim. So, it's looking to recover the 236, and you're asking it to do 13x. What would suggest it's going to do that? Well, on the weekly time frame, it's not even managing to hold the center line RSI. It looks to be like nearly permanently bearish, this thing on RSI. And if it's in a zone, it's the bearish control zone. That one, awful, just awful, melted down there, disgusting. What was going on at that period of time for this thing? That is just so brutal, man. And then destroyed, right? Never really got anywhere in terms of its growth. We had a positive cross here, though. Rick and Morty Lips to resolve to the top side. That was a good move, though. It's what took you up, from 59 cents to $5. Can't ask them more than that. Get off the weekly. It's not doing us favors. Daily time frame, big move there. I love them KB poltergeist. You love the Timberlands, or is this the Caterpillars? I don't know, but it's definitely a shoe company. You see, Timberland, they're competing with Caterpillar. How could Timberland be competing with... it's clear, Katie. Shorty had them Attleball bottom jeans. Aye, so there's a gap here above you at $1.87 on the daily time frame. Likely it does try and fill that and break down again because the 50 period moving average, simple period moving average above you. You are testing into the bearish control zone below your own. So there's no positive reaction yet, and you're below your own moving average. So maybe that continues. Also, this breaking down and having a day down here like that when it was previously above its 50 and put in what could have conceivably been a bullish wick up to test the 200 to then just open down like this is really crap. Ugg boots. Well, like the girls got Ugg boots so they could wear them outside and wear pajamas outside at the same time. I never really got that trend. And then they're from Australia, aren't they? But like it's roasting hot in Australia, so why did they even invent them? I don't get it. Right, so you've got 128. No, that's cents. That was the low in it most recently. That was its joint low from its previous move. It was slightly higher. Okay, great. So it's joint low though on price action. Real positive. Nothing positive to say about the momentum. Still in flux on the daily time frame on Outcrop DMA. So the weekly thing doesn't mean much. Here's your gap top side above this little area of support here at $1.79. Negative trend is winning. 1, 2, 3. Nope. Negative cross here on the 4-hour daily time frame that went through without much of it. That was like price action was at it at the time. You've closed the gap now that was above the 200 when price action opened below it. You had your negative cross subsequent to it, traced the 50 down, broke through it. Not of it for that. It's really disappointing for this thing. No gaps to fill in that most recent recovery. but it being a lower low than back here isn't positive. Having put in higher highs since is great, but this is a lower high, and let's just go back onto this all on chart so we can see what its recovery actually looks like. Broke through that 236, went to the golden pocket right to the very bottom of it, and it is the support level you're at. You've touched it a number of times. Looking left, it's also support. I mean, people have got easy entries here because you've also got this wick low that you could go over the stop loss and expect to be some sort of a bounce. Once, huge one. Second time, likely something only took you up to your resistance. Left a gap. The rest of what, you know. And so, does it come back down? If it breaks here, it's going to come straight back and test this level at 85 cents. That's a huge move. Haven't done such a positive. And 618. This is just going to be the same thing now. Yeah, it's 236, 618. Bounce between this range for a bit. 167 and 126. Fill that gap. Maybe test up at the 382, 200 period moving average on the daily time frame might have made its way down to 222 or around 2.22. You've got a cross on the 4 hour though, a negative cross. Price action comes up, tests that, closes the gap, and then fails again. It's very likely. You've not got any strength on the RSI. You've just managed to climb out of the bearish control zone, but not with any sort of confidence there. For 1 hour. Okay, failed center line though, and then MACD momentum falling. You've got a flash on Outcrop's DMA coming in here, and some movement likely happening. Does that take you back up? Fill that gap once you get your 200 period moving average at horizontal support at about what, $2.1617. That'd be a huge move for percentage wise from where you are at the minute, and it could do it tomorrow. Boom, boom, boom. Might take a little bit longer. That hourly time frame, you know, suggests that it might take a wee bit longer. 30 minutes. Below the 50, below the center line. This is not good. It's just got a bit of volatility coming in, so that could be to the downside. If it is, well, not bear thinking about. Right down here, 97 cents. Down here, 60, 79. And then you've got this other horrible little gap. It's in a 50-minute time frame, but that does speak to 63 cents, and it's not all that crazy to look to that look back period and say what's going on. Right, so that was NXTP. I'm a little bit worried about that dropping down. You've reached the golden pocket. You've done everything you needed to. It's not necessarily the place to trade it from right now, though you do have a gap, and that's what people will be looking at. Up at 188, at 140 at the minute. It's worth a trade. Is it that high? Yeah, it is. And you have got a 236 to aim for above you, and you have got reasonable ideas, suggestions with regards to stops if you desperately have to take it. So there's that. If you're in it and you're looking to go long, that's what you're looking for. If you're looking to go short, then you've already tested this area and bounced off it once, and you've likely gone, you're bouncing off it again at the minute. So we'll see how well it does. But lower time frames say it's not really got much going for it. Not got the strength that you'd like to have seen having returned to this zone, that's for sure. Thanks for stream, Tradespotting. You're welcome, Phantom Share. Yo, buddy, thanks. That was being retail, of course. They will, Ryan. There's nothing we can do about it, even though I haven't signposted it for months and months. It wasn't our fault. They've a clearance at an outlet shop picture on the website as well. Ooh, nice. Deals with Black Friday coming up. I'm making an NFT on my man's Uggs, 0.5 Ethereums. Ethereums. So that's the next TP. I've not looked at it before, so I'd like to check in with it again some other time. Don't know where my pencil's gone. Fruit earlier. Yes, that's right. So we've done LRT, PROG, CAT, NXP. Oh, look at that. We've only got a couple more things left to do. Brew. OXT, Brew. Brew. Oof. 17%, 16.92 at the minute. 15-minute time frame, very volatile. This thing has filled that. It's good. Daily time frame, testing near these highs. Only been around since 30th of September this year. Very new cryptocurrency. Well, very recently it's been listed on Binance, pardon me, OXT. Very recently it's been on Binance, right? What was this? This was a breakdown zone. We must have looked at this before. We must have looked at this before. It had a potential test. That was successful in the end on the Outcrop's DMA. Bump up. Up we go. Momentum built. Very positive. Continued on. Then you... divergence at this section. Price action retracing all the way back down to this previous lows. It's like a diamond. That's also... I mean, can you do really, like, I mean, you could, but... Nah. Definitely can't do that. Go away. Right, no. Obviously not. Nah. Maybe if it kept going like a little bit more, maybe, and then, but then even then, like this is like no, not really. Daily time frame, not giving you that. Does look like a diamond. You've got a positive cross on the daily time frame, like golden cross of your 50 going through your 200. Price action has tested it. I'd say that's a test already, and since then you've gone in and put in a higher high on this part of the move. That looks like a broadening wedge. Also looks like it could evolve into a narrowing wedge. Looking left, you've tested this significant level at 0.7792 from your opening price on this thing. Coming back there is interesting. Only been around since September, spent a lot of time underwater, initial investors ditching a lot of their positions. So you wonder about that, you know, because the only people who can push the price down at the beginning here when it launches are people who already own some of it and they sell it and it price collapses. And so then when it gets back up to the price it first entered the market at, how do they respond now? And it depends if they've been accumulating it they themselves. If they just held on to it, they'll sell it again. And vice versa. If they entered here, they'll also sell some to reduce their risk. It's at previous peaks. You wouldn't look to your far left there, especially not when you've got divergence on it. You'd say you'll likely come back now, drop a Fibonacci on from your low to your high. 236. It's all the way down at 5690. Sorry, spot 5690. This 236. Obviously, 23% retracement from your high up at 7 point whatever it would be, but the difference that you might have perceived between its high and the 236 and all the other Fibonacci levels are significant, and it's pulled all the way back there already after a wick to the body close on the daily. We'll go down now, brown cow, and see the divergences there on RSI on this time frame and on not on the MACD, but yes on your Outcrop's DMA. Horizontal at 4674 there. Interesting. Your 200 period moving average moving up to that range, that same area. The fib, the horizontal, and 200 period moving average come in there. Interesting. That 236 is not going to hold. It's already broken once. 382 through it wick mostly. But it's doing well. It's in the bullish control zone. It's hold its own moving average here. It's in above the 40 there. That's very positive. 30 minutes. You got a buy signal. You got that. Nice. Not even a real test. And then you got an inverted head and shoulders on your RSI. You got the full measured move off that. Took you above your previous level of resistance. Interesting. And back above that 236. You're still above the 236 here. It could crack on again. It's just hard to call that. 15 minutes. There's the 50 and 200 doing that little jig. Center line recovery, but your own moving average are below. Okay on the MACD, quite positive on the Outcrop's DMA. It's like, but it's divergent a lot across everywhere, so likely it does come back. 236 is probably not going to hold that because it's already like looking like it's going to break down from here, and that's where it's at the minute in terms of support. Does it make it all the way back down to 0.382 again? I mean, this thing has a character. The nature of this is that it does that. But let's see on an hourly, what do you get the 200 at? 0.5122. So you could easily lose like 10% off this thing and it not be a big deal. It's up 16.61 now. I can see on the day after its retraces, there it is back on the 4 hour. So that's very, very strong, this move here. It's just typically doesn't last. 15 minutes says it's already failing, you know. Got your cross, you're above your 200, that'll take you back to 5295. You're going to lose 10%, at least 10% will come off this thing. And that's what I'd expect to happen with it. OXTTTTT. Let me see more then, because they were very, very generous. Monthly time frame. Body closes. Okay. Body closes. Okay. On the monthly time frame, you're in an uptrend. On the weekly time frame, you're in flux. 2 day, and you know, this part of the 2 day, you're in an uptrend, but ultimately you've not broken anything important in terms of horizontals. Daily time frame, you're still in an uptrend, but you're divergent. You are pushing back into the bullish control zone, but you're divergent even everywhere. And that 200 period coming in below at 3946 looks more interesting. Like the daily 200 period moving average looks interesting. But you've got this cross, you see. You've got a cross and it's tested it. So why does it look interesting? You've broken your previous high, Jamie. And it's just about this 236. You can't say anything about it. Well, it's above 5707. Doesn't matter about any reason for it to come back. When it's above the 236, it's not even a local high. And it's pushing up there still. 15-minute time frame. Nice bounce. That area. Nothing happened bad yet. Though this is not the sort of place that the RSI, generally speaking, recovers on this asset. It's either below the center line or on it. So I don't think this is a picture of perfect health. I do think it'll come back. If we drop a littler flip on this 15 minutes from this low and take it up to this high, which we might have already done on different times. When you're 236 at 6362, that'd likely be resistance if you did push up. And then your re-entries at the golden pocket at 5.5. Don't know, 200 period moving average at 5.52. More likely I'd like that. It's just having put in divergence on significant time frames and all the way down there and not having really actually broken out of this formation speaks to some sort of retest, and the things that it could be retesting might just be as simple as this here. Really. And not that you can see that. If I deleted this, you can. This triangle, which it broke to the top side of, it may come back and test its previous supply line, see if that's demand. It might catch on the 50 at 5.55. It's just that myself personally look for it to test the 200 period moving average. Haven't done that. Tested divergence on a 15-minute time frame. Is it really all that much to ask it to pick up and for it to test that trend line? It might just be on the 50. You haven't quite got to the 200 since you escaped it there. Maybe I'm asking too much for that amount of signs, but 5 minutes is breaking down. Yeah, it looks like it'll come get slightly lower. A wee bit slightly lower. Held the 50 period on that and it went strong and it's done well on every time frame, and that's why it's getting the cross. High or low, but like it's looking left for confluence, this area we drew on before, if it's where price action was 5.5 and those other areas, that's what's interesting about OXT. If it comes back there and how it reacts, I'm interested in that. So I hope that was helping. The men's sales stuff is not the best. Men's sales stuff, where? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Kate. What are we talking about? Hello, YouTube, Rocky Outcrop. There is a message worth pinning. Pin. Boom. Subscribe to Rocky Outcrop's channel. If you ever want to do anything for me and you're like, I don't have any money or I don't have relevant skills, you're probably wrong, because I could probably put you to use somewhere. I desperately need help in everything. But another easy way to do it is just to check in with Rocky Outcrop's videos. And if you haven't seen them before, you will enjoy it. You will enjoy them. NEGG 58.95%. Holy shit, man. Yeah. It's crazy, these moves today. These are crazy. You get your 50 crossing through your 200, and we were going to look at these gaps and talk about this, wasn't we? Yes, that was what I had written down. Naked gap. So Rocky's really good with gaps, Sky. Like really, really good. Assist after coming off saying like Rocky Outcrop channel, you really enjoy it. You know all about it, but Rocky's chat about gaps is great. He's got videos on it. If I knew where they were, I would link you to them. But the good gap, Rocky's got a video about gaps within gaps, which is amazing. So you've got a gap here on a 15-minute time frame on Naked on its own 15-minute extra hours. Right, it's not what we're looking for. We're looking for log daily price action closed at 0.7, and it's currently at 0.8, 16% after hours. Why am I after hours buttons all gone away? Earlier on we were looking at, it's because I'm on it. I need to be on intraday time frame, don't I? Yeah, there we are. External hours. So there you saw that went, oh holy crap, all the way up to 1.0247. Wow. This measured move out of potential inverted head and shoulders and so on, and other things coming from this, is not necessarily has to happen here, anywhere, and price action having gone up to such high levels and retraced, so much of that being taken back on the body there is totally normal after hours. It's different during the day, but it's totally normal after hours. The gap on this thing is still going to be significant. Where is it here? Well, so it says it like 7085. That's where it ended. 78085. You've got your tiniest wick above it. It says 7098. So let's, like, just for argument's sake, call it 0.71. 0.71, and currently price is at 8250. 8250 is up. Well, I just use these, like, you can obviously see this area, so don't need to draw a line around it or anything. But and then this 8250 at the minute is around here, which is huge. So in terms of a gap, and is it filled, and when is it filled, and it fills straight away? Well, perhaps not. It's obviously on the daily time frame, and you'll open up below your previous high looking left, but there is a merger and it is big news, and this is just taking on a little bit of an interesting dimension because of that measured move from this inverted head and shoulders that we're talking about. Like, you can take it for the gap, right, and you can look at that, and I definitely advise you to look at Rocky Outcrop's video on gaps. If you know where it is, Rocky, and Rocky's gaps video. Is that it there? Bam Jams put it on. Freaking awesome, right? I'll pin this message. This is such a good video. Everyone watch this video, right? Because I get questioned about gaps all the time, and I recommend it. This video, and I never really have the link. And there it is. Thanks so much, Bam Jam. You're a freaking absolute legend. Thanks so much. To have that on hand is well amazing, by the way. When does someone get beheaded? Any minute now, Bulldog. You just stuck your head up and you're getting it. You know it too. You're getting it, Bulldog. But like, this is the thing you're looking at, right? Build that gap thing into your look at retraces, look at re-entries, talk about this thing. The naked move, if the chart does recover, is incredible. It's incredible, right? I mean, I've done it a number of times. That's why there's all these lines up here. But you take that down, it's a bit silly, but it's like something around here. drag that up. You know, if it does break out of these areas, the price of naked will go up to like 3.8 or whatever. And then if it breaks these areas and it is doing well, it breaks this horizontal at 4.54 and continues on. The next targets on this thing are stupid, right? Stupid. More than 10x again if it does it all right. I know that sounds crazy. It might take a bit of time, but it's there. This is one which is not painful on the eye. Sure, not how I would say that I want it. I don't know what that means. Did Jamie touch on BB yet? I did tinily touch on BB. And I'll go back and just answer, just like if you've got a specific question on it, just ask me. But just BlackBerry, it's back in 1127. It's done the move we was just talking about there. Got another entry at 9 and took it up. Where is BB's? I know where it is. Here. BB. 1128. There's your move. There's your measured move off the top side if everything goes well from this pennant / bull flag and takes you up to around 28.25. Do I expect it to get there? No. Top side of this is where you're aiming for on this small. Well, I say it's small. It's a fucking massive trade here. It's also an amazing risk reward of nearly 8-1. This is the trade at the minute in the entry. I think it was Simone asked me about this one. Right, this was like the end of September we were talking about. I mean, we was price action was over here and it's gone up like this. And Simone had said, "What about BlackBerry?" And when we'd done this trade already, and we were talking about it likely comes back down to here, and like it did, and it came back that close to it and went up again. So you got like some people, I can't even remember if I did, traded that, and then it's down here again. And it went up again. It's like, geez, this is free money. And it's also putting inverted head and shoulders at the end of this trend. It likely does take that back to the top side at 1371. It's just where do you enter at? Another test of the 50. Do me lovely jubbly. You're managing to hit this horizontal looking left. 618 of that other move resting above that would be great. You wouldn't go down again. You wouldn't look to a 382 either. It'd be this diagonal sloping downward resistance. You might even go on beyond it and come back inside or rest above it. 1520. And at that point, there then becomes a different trade. Now, I wouldn't trade BlackBerry from here when this trade that I've got, which is already amazing, I wouldn't trade that up to $28.33, despite there being a potential move or measured move on that. Nor would I even hold it up to the 618 and golden pocket to the 1770. I wouldn't. I'm taking profit on this thing here and then a little bit there, and then it'll be a little bit falling at with, but not significant, maybe 30% or less of my trade at this point. Because this is not the sort of thing that goes on those normal breakouts. The chart just doesn't say it would do it without any sort of a test. I haven't put in this formation, not having been at the top side yet. Having recovered here, touch of bearish divergence as well. It's like, come back to the 50, then try the top side of this. Whereas it's also made its way down to more manageable levels, like looking horizontal, not breaking that 382, potentially at 1281, this sort of area, which would suggest that it's like December times you see this pushing up at $13. If it does and gets there, whether it comes back or not beforehand, and in and around the same time GME starts doing things, in and around the second week of December. What the fuck is going on here, eh? Seriously, what's going on here? What am I saying? Round about when GME starts doing things in the second week of December, you can maybe see BlackBerry. Like, what am I saying, eh? Like, just don't trade that way. Just think about, it's not about much. It's just about managing your position so that you don't have to work for somebody else. It's about taking care of your family and your kids because they're responsibilities and it's important. And that's what matters, not your hopes about what could happen on any one trade. It's more about your hopes for yourself and how good you're going to get at trading, how numb you're going to become to those trades you don't take. How immune you'll be to the potential of losing money because you understand where to put a stop loss. That's how to trade, not to look for 1,000,000% moves, not to try and time things. Okay, it's to take profit at sensible levels. Hopes and dreams, you'll make them come true over time, not one trade. Though if it does happen, you're likely to find it here. Why does the triangle keep moving to the right? Which triangle? Oh, this one. Why do they always move to the right? That's the thing with the triangles, eh? There's always right-handed triangles. You could... they do move to the left too, the triangles. They broaden in wedges, but there's actually a broaden in wedge moving to the right too. You know this, it's just so tough. What was I going to talk about next? We've done all those things. I managed to even get the live streaming window open. Okay, great. 377 likes. Yes, awesome. 156 concurrent viewers at the minute. Brilliant. That's awesome. Thanks so much. Everyone who hit the like button, all those things, that's appreciated. We've still got something to do now, though, as Wolfrick will happily tell you all about it. Is the sacrificing, and it does look very much low. Like, I just typed Wolfrick into my URL, into my web browser. What's wrong with my head? Yo, really? Okay. Is that so? Sorry, distracted there. So, yes, Wolfrick. How do you do it, Wolfrick? How do you chop their heads off? What are you using today? What are you using today to chop off these heads, Wolfrick? I've covered up chat, so I can't see what you're saying. Perhaps Bunsen Burner and Mazay could be sacrificed, says Observer herself. Why? Is Amanda Buchanan gone somewhere? Because I'm sorry, Bulldog. Look at me. I'm going to chop your head off, and I've just gone and done it. I've just gone and said it, and it's not me chopping it off. I'm hands-free. It's very much a hands-free experience around here. Hell no, hell no, so that means yes, please. That means yes, please. We all know that's what that means. So you would obviously make your way up there. I mean, Amanda, I mean this in the nicest possible way, but everybody rip our clothes off and get up them steps. Wolfrick, I'm sure you know what's coming, obviously. What have you chosen to do it with today, my friend? I am interested to see this one, because Monday sacrifices have always worked out amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. So, let's see, are you at the top? Is everything ready? Wait, I am not a cat, 5 out of 9. You're right, he's at 5 out of 9, so we've got some more to go on I Am Not a Cat. I'm so thirsty for the delicious sangria. I am so thirsty too. I had this cup of tea earlier. I've got a little thing of milk, and I've got a flask of tea, and I've got a tea bag, and everything I could possibly need, but I had a saucer with the tea bag to put the tea bag in when I ran out of tea and was like, ew, this is so too tanny and rank, and I can dump this tea bag in the saucer. And then Coco was there, and then I just put milk in the saucer, and I was like, can't ruin Milk's saucer, so I had a shit cup of tea. It's quality sacrifice with very bullish. Is it? Is it bullish? We haven't done it yet. When are we doing it though? I want to hear it. Whoa, that's something coming up there. That's new. Was that a new? Is that you? Is that an? What's going on? That's something Wolfrick made. Oh my god. What was that? Wolfrick's coming up the steps after you. You're ready, Bulldog. That's Wolfrick. You can hear it one footstep after another. It sounds magnetic. It's, you know, it's not just a sword of metal. It's shoes and everything. Oh my goodness, this is scary. You ready then? Everybody get your cups ready if you use cups. Some of us prefer not to defile the blood which has become holy, and instead just catch it straight in our mouths. Some people that know what we're doing. So, hello and welcome to the future. This is Wolfrick's job to... Oh, there he is. He's taking the sword out. So he started, now it's going. But by Amanda. Get those mouths open. Here comes theirs. That was a proper one from Wolfrick. You heard that. Oh, there he goes. He's get... Yep. Thanks. Yep. Wow. Sorry for this, guys. It's not, I didn't ask. Wow. Jeez. Wolfrick, thanks. Thanks. Sounds like you're all the way through there, Wolfrick. That's it. Excellent news, everybody. We got it. Amanda, sorry, not Bulldog. It was beautiful. It was lovely. It was such a lovely moment. We all shared in it. We enjoyed it. It was beautiful, enjoyable, and brutal. Thank you very much, Wolfrick. Goodbye. Everybody make sure to drink all of that. Don't let any of it go to waste. And slap Bulldog in the beach oven. Oh, yeah. No Uber Eats around here. Her name was Bulldog Buchanan. I'm not sure what it's going to be now, but her name was Bulldog Buchanan. Everybody give praise to Bulldog in that excellent sacrifice, and more so to Wolfrick, who swung the sword again, who did the difficult part of lifting the heavy object, and the slightly less difficult part of letting it fall down again on the head. So excellent. Congratulations, everybody. Definitely deserves a round of applause. A big round of applause. Big round of applause. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Best cult ever. And the important thing that I should have said at the start of the show, but didn't get around to. Anyway, it's a housekeeping. No, it's not just actually. It's a couple of things that are really important. And now it's the wrong tone to talk about them, but I have to do it anyway. Right, so I'm glad that I'm able to talk about this after a show when we've covered lots of things and had such a nice time.